Saturday night. Oh boy, it is time to get going, son. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we are live as the Sydney Roosters are going to be playing host to my Gold Coast Titans here today in, look, a game that, as a Titans fan, you just should not be expecting to win. You shouldn't be expecting to win this game whatsoever, man. If we were able to pull off an absolute miracle, it would be a gigantic miracle in the context of how this season has played out so far. However, the Titans did actually beat the Roosters last year at Allianz. This is at Gosford, but you know, it's a tough one to stretch, to believe that with the way the Roosters have been playing and the way the Titans have been playing, that this game is going to be anything other than a Roosters 13-plus victory. But the Titans at least have made some changes here. We are going into a brand new direction, and hopefully that's going to bring some pretty fruitful performances over these next couple of weeks and throughout this season and into the future. But obviously this is the first game where they've completely adjusted their spine of the team and adjusted the team in general, where it usually and typically shouldn't be coming off in a game like this. But we live in hope, we live in dream. I will put it out there before this extreme really does kick underway. Obviously, I cover the game for every single game and for every single team. Those streams are fun and enjoyable and passionate, just the same. However, there is more so of a response and an emotional response from me in Titans games, because I am a Titans fan. I'm passionate about my club. I'm passionate about my community, and you will see a very significant difference in the way that I cover Titans games in comparison, right? Ooh, I just realized that I've got a sound on the speakers. Now I've got it on my headset. So please understand about reading the room in a game here like today, and reading the room in the chat and with me and whatnot, because yeah, I'm going to be very, very passionate behind my team. So just understand that, because I know that when you're watching your games and you're sitting there without being on a camera and without being on stream kind of deal, you are reacting in the same way, more so than not, to how I react. It's just that, oh man, you know, I'm commentating whilst watching my team, so just understand that. Please do move through it, and obviously we've got the Cowboys versus the Eels game right after this. But let's crack into what this game is here today. Obviously, like I said, we've got Roosters Titans and we've got Cowboys Eels after this. Tomorrow we have the Dragons versus the Knights, the Rabbitohs versus the Sharks, and Manly versus Brisbane. And then on Sunday we've got Storm versus the Tigers and Raiders versus Panthers. So plenty of damn well rugby league to come up this weekend. But let's get this out of the way. So obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. The game does start in about 15 minutes time. We've got plenty of time to do a preview. The Roosters, they come into this game from 3rd position. The Titans, they come into this game from 14th position. And this is at Polytech Stadium in Gosford. The ins here for the Roosters, Fetalega Pauga and Reece Foley, with the outs being Lindsay Collins and Mark Nwanga-Tawase. You go to the fullback, James Tedesco, who is the captain, and the wingers are Daniel Tupou and Cody Ramsey. Centers of Hugo Savala and Robert Toya. The 5'8" is Daly Cherry Evans, with the halfback being Sam Walker. And then you go to the front row forwards of Nafahu White and Spencer Leniu. Number 9 is Reece Robson. The back row, Angus Crichton and Siwa Wong, with the 13 being Victor Radley. And then you go to the interchange, Connor Watson, Egan Butcher, Nat Butcher, Salesi Feketi, Fetalega Pauga and Reece Foley, with Trent Robinson as the coach. The Sydney Roosters team this season, I predicted pre-season in my ladder predictions. I had them for number 1. I thought that the Roosters this year were going to be the best team across the competition. I think I did have the Panthers maybe in 2nd position. So I'm not too unhappy about that top end of the table right now. But, you know, there are definitely some teams that are disappointing me greatly in regards to my predictions. The Bulldogs, you are absolutely one of them. But we did put a YouTube short out yesterday, and obviously we reacted to their game, and we criticised them justifiably. That is a tough team to watch right now for sure. But the Roosters, they're performing at a great level at the moment. They started off the season quite slow though. They lost to the Warriors 42-18 in the first game. And then they beat the Rabbitohs 26-18. But then they lost the Panthers 40 points to 4 and were down at halftime against Manly, who hadn't won a game at that point of the season. They were down at halftime of that game, and it just really wasn't looking really great. The Roosters ended up winning that game 33-16 against Manly, but it just really wasn't looking great. It was looking a little bit icky, especially giving up 82 points to the Panthers and the Warriors, who, by the way, are 1st and 2nd, but 82 points from the Roosters' perspective is just not within their vocabulary. They really shouldn't be giving up anywhere near as many points as that. And it's actually across their first 3 games on the dot 100 points that they gave up, with that 18 points to the Rabbitohs. That's a lot of points there for the Roosters to be giving up. And it does kind of align with their trajectory every single year, where they do start off really slow and then build into the year. They've actually this year, for mine, turned their season into that build already, and we don't usually typically see it for a little bit later than this, but they really have gotten into the competition now on a good level and bounced back from that slow start, because when they beat Manly 33-16, then they had the bye, then they beat the Sharks 34-22, was an awful game, but they found a way to win. And then they smacked the Knights up by coming back in the second half, 38-24. They were down like 24-10 or something, or 24-12 at half time. And then they absolutely whooped the Dragons 62-16 before beating the Broncos 38-24 in just such a quality game last round. That was such a quality game. That was one of my games of the season, because although I'm not a huge fan of high-scoring hitouts, which 38-24 is, that is a 48-58 62-point game overall. It was really enjoyable if you actually watched it and understood the context of the game, because the Roosters went out to an absolute stellar start, leading 24-0 in the first half, and it just looked like it was game over, and then it got to a 30-0 game. It could have easily been 36-0, but because of that mistake down on the left-hand wing with, who was it that made that mistake last week that decided to cut in rather than, Hugo Savala, that's right, he was going to the post, and he should have cut in. He should have gone into the post, but he then went out to the corner post and anyway lost the ball, and that changed momentum. Broncos came running back into the game. There was actually some really quality defense in that. In the first half, even the Broncos were down 24-0, had to make 220-plus tackles, had like a 94% defense on the effective tackle efficiency, which is spectacular. And that's why I kept saying to Broncos fans, it wasn't actually as bad as the scoreline was suggesting. It's just the Roosters were that good. That's how good the Roosters were in the first half last week, but they did click off in the second half. This Roosters team, in regards to the stats, top 3 in regards to errors. I'm going to go confirm this. They were 1 a few weeks ago. They were the worst team for errors a few weeks ago, but I don't know if they will be there now. So they've played 8 games. After today, they definitely will be there. They'll definitely be number 1 after today. So in regards to the errors, the Eels, Cowboys, Dolphins, Panthers, Tigers and Bulldogs are all above them, okay? But the difference is the Eels have played 9, Cowboys 9, Dolphins 9, Panthers 9, Bulldogs 9, the Tigers are 8. So the Tigers technically could go into first against the Sharkies on Sunday, right? But 108 for the Eels, this is errors, 107 for the Cowboys and the Dolphins, 106 for the Panthers, 105 for the Tigers, that'll bump up through 8, 104 for the Bulldogs, and then the Roosters at 103. So today, if they have 5 errors or more, they will get 5 errors in the first 20 minutes, guys. This Roosters team will have like 5 errors in the first 20 to 30 minutes. That's what this team does. It's just teams don't capitalise on their mistakes. Because when the Roosters have the ball, they can genuinely win the premiership. They are a spectacular team playing. Ches is really warming up into this team. Sammy Walker is a great player. They've got a fantastic backline. They've got some really fantastic forwards as well. This Roosters team has plenty about them and absolutely could go on to win the premiership this year, but it's just their errors that really hurt them. And like I said, they only need 5 errors to go into the number 1 error-ridden team in the competition, and that is on a factual basis, on a statistical basis, because they would have played 9 with everybody else except for the Tigers, who could still go above them. And the Titans, who have played 8, they're on 97 in 9th position. They would need to make up an extra 6 errors, which is entirely possible, mind you. But if the Roosters can fix their errors, I believe they will go toe-to-toe with the Panthers. And even though the Panthers absolutely smacked them 40-4 in round 3, I'm telling you that is a different Roosters team to what you are seeing right now and what you are probably about to see. They have the Cowboys next week, then they have the bye. They have the Storm, they have the Raiders, they have the Dolphins, the Sharkies, and then they go to the Broncos before the round 18 bye. That's a very winnable stretch here for them. We don't see them play the Panthers again until round 24 at CommBank Stadium. That's going to be a huge game, man. That is a massive, massive game, because that's a long time for the Roosters to continue to build on into this season. And the Panthers are obviously just simply the Penrith Panthers. They're going to do a job and they're going to be up there. They'll be in first position at the time. I believe so anyway. So I just feel like you wait and see in regards to what this Roosters team can do, but I'm telling you, they are a spectacular team. And as long as they're not making errors, they should. If they don't make as many errors here today, actually, good question that I'm asking myself here: how many errors do they have in that Dragons game? 62-16 was the final score. This is probably going to prove my point here. So they scored 62 points, right? 62 points to 16 against the Dragons. They had 11 errors. 11 errors. So on a 80-minute standpoint, so when we go to the halftime stats, we say 3 and below is really good, 4 to 6 is average, and 7 and above is awful. So it's not in the awful category if you combine that across the game, because that would mean 3 turns into 6 overall. Underneath 6 is really good. The 4 to 6 turns into 8 to 12 for the average level, and then the 7 and above would turn to 14 and above, which would be the awful level. So 11 is in that average category, but it's still bumping up there. It's still bumping up there, absolutely. And the Dragons had 13, only 2 errors more than what the Roosters had, but yet the score was 62 to 16. And that proves the point that this Roosters team makes so many errors, but when they've got the ball, they are so damn well dangerous. So I'm very, very well aware this Roosters team today should, even with errors, come in and just absolutely whoop my Titans. They really should. And if it happens, it happens. I'm not expecting just simply greatness from the Gold Coast right now. I am expecting to see a team that has not played with each other in regards to this spine before. I'm expecting to see a team that wants to win and wants to prove the doubt wrong and wants to prove the haters wrong. But this Roosters team is unfortunately a little bit too much in the hard basket for mine as we currently speak. And that's why it would be just such a dramatic and gigantic result for the Gold Coast if Zane Harrison comes in and Cooper Bai gets a start and this team just finds a way to win. That would just be unbelievable. But I will also go, considering we're still talking about the Roosters here, if the Roosters lose this game, well, shit. I'm pretty positive on them. I'm pretty positive and pretty high on what this team can do. I'm pretty confident in this Roosters team the longer this season goes on. They are in 3rd position right now, and they'll cop a lot of hate in the first 3 to 4 weeks. But at the end of the day, they've risen all the way up into the top 3, and with a win here would go into equal first until the Panthers play on Sunday against the Canberra Raiders. That's what this Roosters team is doing right now. Like the Warriors had to buy. If the Panthers lose, that's going to be such a good tussle for that top spot. And obviously the Rabbitohs, the Tigers, the Cowboys are all just in below. I can't believe the Cowboys are there, but it is what it is. But they play the next game afterwards against the Eels. So anyway, long story short, Roosters look spectacular. Just need to get rid of their errors. And if they get rid of their errors, I reckon they can win a comp. Now let's move over to the Gold Coast Titans. Jensen Tamapo and my boy Zane Harrison is in. That's him, baby. That's him. I've been calling for him to come in for over a year and a half now. I know he's super young, but I've been calling him week in, week out, week in, week out. Please bring Zane Harrison in. JC to the 6. Bang! That's exactly what they've done here today. I'm so excited to see him in, and it's just so awesome to see this club trying to move in a different direction. I have not seen this amount of changes under Holbrook or under Des. So it's exciting. But Lachlan Elias is out, and so is Silatili Faimani. The fullback is Keanu Kenny, with the wingers being Jensen Tamapo and Philip Sami. The centres are Jojo Fafita and AJ Brimson. And go to the 5'8", Jaden Campbell, with the halfback being Zane Harrison. The front row forwards are Cleese Haas and Tino Fa'asua Malawi, with the number 9 being Oliver Pascoe starting. Go to the back row, Chris Randall and Bo Firma, with the 13 being Cooper Bai, and then you go to the interchange, Curtis Morin, Moaki Fodawaker, Josh Patston, Adam Mahau, Jalen DeGroot, and Sam Verrills, with the coach being Josh Hannay. Refreshing. It really is refreshing to see Josh Hannay come in. He gave them their chance. He gave them their time. This has been 9 rounds now. We're going into the 10th round. Today is round 10. It's so refreshing to see that he waited his time, said this isn't good enough, and changed the team. Sam Verrills goes to the bench. Oliver Pascoe comes in to start. I am intrigued in regards to the back row of Chris Randall and Bo Firma, but I do believe that Chris Randall has been put in the back row to protect Zane Harrison in a lot of ways defensively. Because it's going to be a trial by fire here for Zane here today. If he can come through a flying colours, I'll tell you a lot about his tenacity as a player. I need to see Bo Firma turn up here today. Yeah, he ran for a lot of metres last week, but he has not had a good season so far on the Gold Coast, and we know what quality he can produce. He's been in the extended squad. He's been in the Queensland team before. We know what he can produce, so I really need to see him turn up and turn his form and season around. How awesome is it to see Cooper Bai? Fire up Papua New Guinea. Fire up. If anyone's from Papua New Guinea here, how do I say fire up Papua New Guinea in your language? Actually, what is your language? Is it Papua New Guinea? What is the language in Papua New Guinea? What is the language in Papua? I feel like there's going to be hundreds. There's going to be hundreds of languages, I'm sure. Tok Pisin. Papua New Guinea is the most linguistically diverse country in the world with over 800 indigenous languages. I knew it. I knew it was coming. So Tok Pisin must be like the main language. Hirimotu, obviously English. Hirimotu, Tok Pisin, and whatnot. So how do I say? How do I say fire up in Tok Pisin? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, by the way. Paya Antap? Is it Paya Antap? This is Google, by the way, guys. So if you're Papua New Guinea and being like, what are you talking about? Well, this is what Google's giving me. It's saying Paya Antap. Paya Antap. Goodbye. Paya Antap. Let's hopefully believe that that's the right pronunciation or words. Anyway, I'm so excited for Cooper Bly to get in the starting today. It's such a huge moment here for this club because he has built his way into the year. And now, if he starts to really put in some performances, I don't feel like the Rookie of the Year is just guaranteed right now for anyone. Cooper Bly was looking unlikely to get it because he was coming off the bench and not really able to do an insane amount there in comparison to a lot of players around the competition. Like, for example, Noah Martin at the Canberra Raiders, or who else is there that had Ethan Sanders, but he's not been spectacular. He had a good game last week against the Titans, but also against the Titans. He's had a really poor year overall. Let us know some extra rookies in the chat. I know I'm missing. I'm definitely missing quite a few of them at the moment, but yeah, I'm just excited to see Cooper Bly in that 13, man. And then you go to the halves, and this is the key one here. The pre-season, this is a decisive change for the future, because pre-season, the Gold Coast Titans were believing it was Jaden Campbell at the 7 and AJ Brimson at the 6, and Ilias was actually a backup. And then quickly they realised AJ's on a 6. Very obvious. We knew this already, but for some reason they just tried to force it. But very obvious. They then changed it and put AJ Brimson into the centres, and then they put Ilias into the 6, and they had Jaden Campbell still on the 7. And then we've realised pretty quickly that's not the go either. Ilias unfortunately wasn't up to scratch, and like I said yesterday, I'm so glad that one of the boys messaged me and said that the players understand that it's not criticism for the human, because I'm not insulting the person. I'm not insulting Lachlan Ilias by saying that he just simply wasn't good enough, right, for what we were trying to achieve and what the NRL is at the big time level. I think that he can be a fantastic and has been a fantastic player in the lower grades, but when it comes to my team, I want to see wins and I want to see this team go in a better direction, and unfortunately it wasn't under Ilias. So I was really appreciative that I got that message so that they said it understood. It wasn't about the person, it's about the actual playing ability on the field, and they understand the passion and whatnot. So that was good. Anyway, Zane Harrison now comes in to beat the 7 alongside Jaden Campbell. Now, Zane Harrison is 20. So he's the same age as Lachlan Galvin, but Galvin's been playing for over a year and a half now. Now, you can't blame Zane Harrison for the issues that Galvin has, but the point is that a club has made a decisive decision to bring in Lachlan Galvin at the age of like 19, 18 or whatever it is, and now he's had a full year and a half in the game. So it means that the age doesn't really matter in that term, because Nathan Cleary was 18 when he debuted. I think we found Sam Walker was like 18, 19 or whatever. The club has been so scared to play a halfback like Zane Harrison for a long time, because they don't want him to become, and this is with all due respect to these other players, but they don't want him to become like what Ash Taylor unfortunately became at the Titans. They don't want him to become like what Tanner Boyd became at the Titans, who's killing the Warriors right now. Bulldogs, I'm sure they would have loved Toby Sexton back as we currently speak. However, the Titans don't want him to go down another Toby Sexton path. Kane Elgey, great bloke, but unfortunately, it was a similar path. His injuries really killed him as well. But the point is that they were so scared to put him in. But now they've put him in, and I'm saying I genuinely don't want to see him change from that 7 spot for 3-4 years. I want him to be there for 3-4 years. Don't chop and change. That's the guy. If it doesn't work out immediately, you have to be patient, because this is kind of, it's not last chance season for the Titans, but who comes in otherwise? You would need, and this is not an easy position to buy, but if Zane didn't work out, there's no depth to come in after him that we don't already currently have. And this has been the game plan of the Gold Coast for years now for when Zane comes in, because he's won quite literally everything when it comes to the lower grades and below, right? He's won quite literally everything, mate. So I'm really, really excited to see what he can bring, and it's just about picking and sticking, and I'm so excited to see it. So whilst I don't expect him to have just absolutely stellar game here today, if he does, it'd be so good, because this Roosters team, We need a game-managing halfback. We haven't had a game-managing halfback since probably damn well Scott Pro. Jamal Fogarty, when we had him, he'd probably be a game-managing halfback. Tanner tried, but wasn't. At us. With Wise he is, but not with us. Tobes tried, but just didn't work out, man. I would say that Jamal Fogarty was a game-managing halfback. However, he was a very bare basic. Now, he's actually, and this is an interesting way to put it, because I feel like he's a very bare basic halfback. But he will do a great job for you in regards to bringing the team together, and then it comes down to everybody else around you to really pull in behind him. And that's why I say he's a game-managing halfback, where I don't think that Jamal Fogarty is the kind of halfback that will win a premiership. However, I do think that he's going to take you far. And you're seeing that with Manly right now, and you saw that with the Canberra Raiders, where he got them into the top four, a minor premiership last year. Yes, they got bounced out in straight sets. But the point of the matter is that look what the Raiders are now post Jamal Fogarty. And if you want to be technical, this is 4 or 5 odd years since he was with us. But look where the Titans are now compared to where we were technically in that top 8. And we played the Roosters in that game. Don't start me in regards to what happened in that game. But the point is that you can technically see after that. So Jamal Fogarty was probably our last game managing halfback. And then you'd have to go all the way back to like a Scotty Prince, really. You'd have to really go back there on a big-time level. So that's why it's really exciting to see Zane come in, who is a game-managing halfback. He's won everything there is to win. I know a lot of people don't know about him, however, in regards to his quality. But I will say that Mitchell Woods would have debuted for this Bulldogs team if he wasn't injured, but unfortunately he does have a bit of an injury curse, plague with him. It's unfortunate to say because I really like what Mitchell Woods can produce. But even though I say that, Mitchell Woods and Zane Harrison last year were both the halfbacks for the under-19s in New South Wales. Now, Mitchell Woods got the start, Zane Harrison was on the bench. Now, the only reason I believe, personally, and I've seen them both play, the only reason I believe that Woods started over Zane is because the reps always regard the New South Wales Cup and New South Wales lower grades as higher than the Queensland lower grades. So they believe that New South Wales, in regards to lower grades, is a much better quality. Mitchell Woods performing at quality. We're going to chuck Mitchell Woods in compared to the Queensland, where it's like it's quality, but it's not the same kind of quality, so we're going to give it to New South Wales over the Queensland in that way. And that's, obviously Zane is a New South Welshman, but he's playing in Queensland. So I believe they hold this as a higher rapport than they hold this as a rapport, if you know what I mean. So that's why I believe Mitchell Woods started over him. I genuinely think that Zano could have been the guy there, and probably should have been the guy there, but obviously was not to be. So that's the halves there, and Jaden Campbell is a 6. He's not a 7. He's not a game-managing halfback, but he is a guy that just gets a good run on the ball, can also provide in the kicking game. So we've got 2 kickers now. 2 clean, quality kickers. Jaden Campbell is not the game-defining kicker. Zane Harrison is the game-defining kicker. Not expecting unbelievable out of him today, but if he does, it shows what he's doing. But Jaden Campbell can provide that extra kick game as well. You do have AJ who can still slap through a little bit of a grubber and a little bit of a kick and whatnot. It just gives us a bit more options, realistically. And overall, if you're a Titans fan, again, just be excited. I'm not going to go through the scores this season for the Titans because it is pointless. And the reason why it is pointless for Titans fans listening, and for anybody else, for all other fans, it is pointless to go through the first 9 games of the season because this is the change right now. This is the future right now. You are seeing the change, maybe not necessarily the right change, but for right now, I believe it is the right change. You are seeing the change to going in a different path. Because whilst we brought in Josh Hannay, that's a brand new path, and whilst we've got a new organisation, or retinkered with organisation, and whilst we've done all these slightly different things, this is the brand new start that we've been waiting for. With this halves pairing that we are going to now must play this halves pairing for a long time. And Hannay came out and said, Zane, you're not under pressure in regards to your spot. He said to Zane, he's not under pressure, and I love that from Josh. And Josh is saying all the right things in the media, and also he's saying things that are different to what we saw under Holbrook and Des, because those guys did not hold the team accountable as much as they needed to hold the team accountable. They just didn't. We never saw mass changes like this. And Oliver Pascoe starting over Sam Verrills needed to happen. It just simply needed to happen, man. So that's why I'm not going to go through the scores. Because it happened. We're in 4th last right now. We'll go through the ladder in just 1 second. We are still in 14th. But this is the start. Is what I'll say there. Obviously, it hasn't been great so far this year. But hopefully it changes around now. Even if it's not this year, I'm pretty confident about the future now. But let's move into the ladder. Oh, yeah. In regards to prediction, head-wise, I'm taking Roosters 13+. It's as simple as that. Heart-wise, obviously I'm going to go Titans 1 to 12. Do I believe that we could create a little bit of a slip up here for the Roosters? Yeah, I do. I genuinely think we could, because the Roosters make errors, and if we can capitalise on them, spectacular. But I think this Roosters team is too good, and I've been circle jerking them all year, and I'll continue to do that. You guys know, like, I will love my team and be passionate behind my team. I will support my team, but I'm also not going to sit here and tell you a lie from my perspective just so that I can make my team look better. I am giving you my genuine opinion, my genuine thoughts. They are honest. Whether you agree with them or not, that is honestly how I feel about what I'm seeing from both these two teams. So whilst I am here to support the Titans, realistically, I'm taking the Roosters. It just is as simple as that. And if you don't like that and you think that's not being a fan, well, you're a moron. Because at the end of the day, I have a service here where I need to still be honest with my thoughts, despite the fact that I support a team. Because if I just say that this team's going to win and I'm just going to tip this team, my word means nothing. If I just simply tip my team every single week, I hate it. I really do. I hate it when I see content creating. I used to be like this 3-4 years ago, where I was just unrealistic. But I hate it when I see content creators only tip their team on a content level. I don't care if you're not a content creator or not in the public eye and whatnot. You can tip your team till the cows come home. But if you're putting out tips to the public, you need to let them know what your actual thoughts are. Like, what are you actually believing the Titans are going to win here today? I don't think you are. But if we do get it, it's going to be the most amazing feeling ever. I probably would even tear up on stream, because it means Zane and Harrison had a good game, and Oliver Pass got a good game, and our boys got a good upset victory here. So whilst tipping your team is fine, I just feel like you still need to explain that you don't actually believe it'll happen, but you're just doing it because you love your team. So with that being said, Titans 13 plus. Let's move into the ladder now. The Roosters, they're in third position, with 14 points. They're the only team on 14 points with a plus 51 points differential. At home this year, they're 3-1, and away they're 3-1. They've only lost those 2 games there. Their points differential is not close to the Warriors and definitely not close to the Panthers. If they were to win this game, they would have to win by 57 points or more to go above the New Zealand Warriors into second position, and that would be over them for the week because they've got the bye. So they would be in second position above the Warriors. Actually, Warriors fans, you should be massive Titans fans today. Oh my gosh. Buddy, we're West New Zealand, we're West Auckland. You may as well, buddy, join the party in the Gold Coast here today. So if the Roosters win, they would have to win by 57 points or more to go above the Warriors. That would take them into about if they did that, which is not going to happen, it's just simply not. Is it possible to do it, but it's just not. That would take them into about 110 points differential, and the Panthers are plus 169. So they would have to lose to the Raiders by dead set 60 to 70 points. Good luck with that, because I've got the Panthers to clean up that game. So yeah, look, realistically, if the Roosters win, they finish off the round in third position. But if they lose this game, well, that gets a bit spicy, because the Rabbitohs play the Sharks tomorrow. They're on 12 points with a plus 68. Bang, the Roosters would go into fourth position. The Tigers, they play the Storm on Sunday. They're on plus 40. That's an 11-point swing. Bang, you probably go down into fifth position. I have tipped the Storm, but if the Tigers were to win that game, you'd probably go down into fifth position. And then you've got the Cowboys, who played tonight against the Eels with a plus 12. Now, you're on plus 51, Roosters. They're on plus 12. It's essentially a 40-point swing there. Is it possible with that Cowboys-Eels game? Yeah, I think that it is a genuine chance that you could be in sixth position by the end of the round. That's as low as you could go. But despite the fact that plus 51 is still relatively healthy and is still the equal fourth best points differential in the competition with Manly, the only other ones being better would be the Rabbitohs, the Warriors, and the Panthers. But it's still not spectacular enough to get away from that middle of the pack area. So yeah, you probably would, on my tips, like I'm taking Cows, I'm taking Sharkies, and I'm taking Storm. So that means the Rabbitohs and Tigers will stay there. So essentially, you'd probably finish in third based off of those tips. You would probably finish in third. Regardless this round, you probably just finish third. Win or lose, you probably just stay third, really. So that's the Roosters. Now let's move down here to the Gold Coast Titans. They're in 14th position, equal with the Parramatta Eels on 6 points. The Eels have a minus 121 points differential. That is ridiculous. If you make the top 8 this year, buddy, you just give up on rugby league, really. That's ridiculous. But the Titans are minus 46. So it's bad, but it's not as bad as the rest of the bottom 9 pretty much. Like the Dolphins, obviously plus 21, Broncos plus 1. Everybody else is within range there. Knights, Raiders, Bulldogs, Eels, Storm, and Dragons in regards to points differential. And the Titans have got a better points differential than most of those teams too. So with a win here, they would go equal with the Bulldogs and the Raiders on 8 points. They would go above the Bulldogs. So Bulldogs, you lost by well and truly enough yesterday that now you are below the Raiders just before they even get to play the Panthers. Now, that can swing back around. But if the Titans win here today, you are into the bottom 4. You are in 14th position. The Titans would go to 13th. And then the Titans would also jump the Raiders, who are on minus 66, into 12th position. Because they've got a minus 46, they'll be 20 points above them without the points that they get for the win here today. Now, that is the highest that they can go this week, the Titans, into 12th position, but that would then mean that they are only 2 points away from the top 8. You know, so it's not like I think that the Titans are going to make the top 8 this year, but it's just nice to think that you're in the conversation, you know, especially, you know, when you're a club like the Titans or the Dragons of recent years or the Knights, these kind of teams, you just want to be in the conversation, man. And unfortunately, we haven't been in the conversation for a very, very long time now, so I will get excited. And I don't care if people don't like that you get excited. I will get excited with being anywhere even in remote conversation of you know, top 8 or just being competitive and whatnot. So that would be massive. But yeah, look, with a win they could go 12th, and I do think they will finish in 12th because I don't have the Panthers to lose to the Raiders. I think the Raiders lose, so the Titans would be in 12th. With a loss here, however, well, go the Cowboys tonight is what I'll be saying there. And also go to Tigers on Sunday. The Eels with their 6th, they're minus 121. If they lose, then the Titans will just stay in 14th. But if the Eels win, Titans go down to 15th. And then the Storm, they're on minus 62, but they're 2 points below on 4 points. If they were to win, there would need to be a 16-point swing here, which could be entirely possible and probably entirely likely here, of the Titans losing by that margin kind of themselves. So there is a good chance the Titans could still finish this round in 16th, because that Eels-Cowboys game is a bit of a toss-up, but I'd definitely be leaning the Cowboys there, and they should be winning by a lot. Do us a damn well favour, Cowboys, would ya? And then, yeah, the Storm, I actually do believe that they'll get a good win against the Tigers with no Dream Baller, no Api Saikotowi-Sao, you know, a couple players out in their spine, and that's going to be brutal for them, and especially going down to Melbourne, 7 losses in a row. You're never confident, even though the Melbourne Storm have been absolutely awful this year. You're just never confident against them down there in Melbourne, and for them to have lost, 4 games then at home this season, through, 5? I think they've won 1 home game this year, which was the game against the Parramatta Eels in round 1. Outside of that, I don't think they've won a home game this season. So, look, Titans could lose and go to 16th, but also if they win, they could go up to 12th and be in a slight little bit of a conversation, which would be nice. But again, head-wise, I'm taking Roosters 13+, and heart-wise, I'm telling you the Titans never lose a game ever again. So guys, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you are saying. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. If you agree, disagree, you have any thoughts about what I've said here in this preview, please let me know in the comment section. I'm going to go through it now and scroll back to see what was being said at the time. But obviously open to all the opinions of what you think about these changes here for the Gold Coast Titans, which is definitely exciting. Michael says, if my team loses to the Titans, I'm sitting at the front line. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, you lost last year to the Titans, so enjoy the front line. Lorenzo Estano says, let's go the Titans. The time is now. Exactly right. Get around your Shauno. Lee Belden says, let's go the Roosters. Lorenzo says, mate, what's your opinion on the Titans betting on Ilias after never delivering, betting on Ilias after never delivering at NRL level for 2 past teams? So my personal opinion is that it was ridiculous to sign him, but also Josh Hannay has made a real emphasis and point on having depth at the moment. He really wants that depth in this club. And I think that Ilias was originally signed as depth, but that was because we were under some real false pretenses of Jaden Campbell 7 and AJ Brimson 6, which was just never an NRL standards halves pairing. It just wasn't ever going to be the case. I said this at the start. Some people may have had a different opinion, but I said this at the start. It was never an NRL level, big time halves pairing that was going to go win this competition. So then, because that wasn't going to work out, and that didn't work out, Ilias then comes in and obviously just was not the guy. And now that we've moved on from him, I don't actually mind the signing in regards to a depth signing. However, I do mind the signing if it is in regards to a starting spot. So that's why this week is so exciting, because we have gone into what I was hoping for since pre-season. I didn't think it'd be this quick that we do get him in, Zane Harrison, but I will push back slightly on it being a bad gamble on Ilias because I don't believe that he was signed to be a starting half. But unfortunately, he was kind of forced into being a starting half because the Titans were already set up for destruction early with their false pretenses halves pairing of AJ Brimson and Jaden Campbell. Would you agree? Fins up, mate says, did the NRL know the Titans are the Gold Coast, not Central Coast, and that the Central Coast is in New South Wales? What on earth are you talking about? This is not a home game for the Gold Coast. This is a home game for the Roosters. They're playing in Gosford. What are you talking about? Johnny says, Titans seize the day. Seize the damn well day, son. Ben says, New South in your mouth merchandise. Yes, we do have the New South in your mouth merchandise. So it's just come out. It's actually really good on the apron. So if you can see over here, obviously Queensland, the apron over there of Queensland just gets it. But the New South in your mouth, how good is that for an apron? When you're cooking up a nice little barbie, watching the Origin with all your mates and whatnot, and you just got a New South in your mouth apron. I love it, man. Obviously, New South Wales is getting a dick. And there you go, New South in your mouth. I'm a Queensland fan, but we always sit here in this chat. Everyone always gets around the New South in your mouth and all this type of nonsense throughout the streams. And last year I just copped it. I think it was in game 1 for the New South in your mouth. So I was just like, I'll buy into it and he'll put up some merch for it. Good morning from a sunny UK. Oh, Jess, we're not doing this again. Jess, don't do this again, please. Don't do this again. A sunny UK. Oh my gosh, that's never been the case, Jess. It's never been the case. Let's go and have a look at money weather. Money weather. Beautiful sunny UK, is it? In money? In Manchester? Is it really? Really? It's a sunny day in Manchester? Yeah, it's raining right now. William says, hi champ, hope you well. I'm with you. Tigers fraud load. I still cannot get over it with the Sharks. So the issue here is, William, by the way, Jess, go the Titans, I agree. But William, yeah, look, I actually was convinced to put the Tigers onto fraud alert on the basis that it was 50. I think that you lost to the Sharks by 50, which they were on scam, so I kind of also have to put you on fraud alert there too. However, I'm not convinced that it's just like straight up frauds right now because there is a lot of injuries to the club, but also last year you had the least amount of injuries of the West Tigers across the entirety of the competition. You had over 200 less injuries than the South Sydney Rabbitohs did in 2025, and they obviously had like 280 collective injuries combined, or 300, whatever it was, and you guys had like 60. So, and then you guys finished in the exact same spot, equal fourth last, but fifth last because of points differential. At the end of the season with Rabbitohs. So every team has injuries, but it's how you deal with them and how your depth is. And last week, no professional rugby league team should be giving up 50. Titans have given up 50, that's bullshit. Tigers have given up 50, that's bullshit. Eels have given up 50 essentially 3 times this year. That's bullshit. It's just simply not good enough. So they deserve to go on fraud alert for the 50 bomb that they gave up. I actually considered that any team that concedes 50, I'm nearly going to put eliminated over their name, because obviously technically no team has ever won the comp whilst giving up 50. But it would be... Like, actually, I ask you guys, would you like to see me put eliminated on teams just so that you can be reminded that a team has conceded 50 this season? I think that would be quite funny, to be fair. But, yeah, look, I think that don't get too down in the dumps about it. Obviously, it was one round, and you've got plenty of injuries right now. However, you shouldn't be giving up 50 to the Sharks. But then again, when the Sharks are ruthless, they can be absolutely ruthless. But it's just about, them, finding their way. And then when they find their way, I'm telling you, they are relentless. Ty says, bought in Campbell and Bye this week in fantasy. Love it. JC into the 6 is beautiful, man. And Cooper Bye into the starting spot. Massive. Massive. Jess says, what we doing today, Sean? Who are we doing for try scorers? Okay, I'll give you my try scorers. Hold on. Try scorers for the Roosters. In the backs, I would probably be looking at... kind of anyone, really. No, I think that a guarantee for mine is Daniel Tupou. He is just an unbelievable winger with such a massive wingspan. He can jump up high and he can smash through this Titans defense here today on the wing. I think he might be going up against Philip Sami, though, and that might be an interesting battle. But Tupes, the kicking game for the Roosters, they get the ball in his vicinity. He's going to grab it and put the ball down. So I would say Daniel Tupou, but that's an easy anytime try scorer realistically, and it wouldn't be paying much at all. And then we go to the forwards. For the Roosters, maybe a little bit of Reece Robson. He's been nice. Angus Crichton's a great shout here. I'm gonna back in a bit of Angus Crichton in that back row, but I wouldn't even mind a bit of Connor Watson off the bench as well. That might be paying some value because it is off the bench there with Connor Watson. No, I'm still going to go with Angus Crichton, but just keep an eye on kind of Watson there in regards to maybe a little bit of a sneaky as he's coming on and defence gets tired and whatnot. So I'm going to go Angus Crichton and I'm going to go Daniel Tupou. But for the Titans, oh, dude, I really want to back in Zane, but I'm going to go JC. I think JC of the 5'8" is his position. I think that's how he's been playing so far this season as a 5'8", and I think that he's going to flourish here. So if the Titans are able to get on the board a couple of times, I think JC could be one of them. That's a nice little value, I would say, because most of the short price ones are going to be in that 1 through 5. So I'll go JC as a bit of value there in that 5'8". And look, if you want to get on the debutant Zane Harrison, I wouldn't put it past it, but he's more so going to be that game defining 7 for mine. And then you go to the forwards. I think I have to go Coops. Big Cooper buy. Yeah, I think I have to go Big Cooper buy here. Oliver Pascoe's a great shout too. Curtis Moran off the bench, spectacular little shout. He's been our best player this year in a lot of ways, alongside maybe Jojo Fafita and whatnot, but amazing signing from the Bulldogs, Curtis Moran for the Titans this year, so that's huge. But I'm going to go Cooper buy. So I'm going to go JC and Cooper buy for the Titans. For the Roosters, I'll go Angus Crichton and Daniel Tupou. But to give you a little bit more value, I'd probably say Tupou double, at least. Yeah. I couldn't even see a Hattie, but I'll go a Daniel Tupou double, really. Ben says, Chooks will certainly be their own worst enemy if they lose their chance of a premiership this season. The error-prone Chooks will never not be error-prone. At their best, they'll succeed. Yeah, look, they are very error-prone. They are very, very error-prone. So if they can get rid of this in their system, like Nafahu White was unbelievable last week, and if he can just keep on cracking on. Reece Robinson's been a great signing from the Cowboys, and this Roosters team has the recipe for success. It's just about if they can put all the ingredients together. And the ingredients are all bloody there. They've got it all there, but it's just about if they can put it all together and make it a nice little dish. Jason Farrell says, let's go the Roosters. Sean says, I'm shit at tipping and I'm going for the home side today. Good man, Sean. I want you to definitely tip the Roosters then. Yes, I like it. Ibram says, do my eyes deceive me? Titans make changes and Zane Harrison starting hallelujah. Yeah, I've been going off on Instagram all week, mate. I've been going off on Instagram all week about it. So good. It is so good. Nelson says, how many minutes do you think Cooper Bye will play? Thinking of playing him as Supercoach. I think a healthy amount of minutes, man. I really do. I think that he's got a good motor on him. However, you do have guys like Curtis Moran who'll come on. But realistically, in the 13, like Curtis Moran is more so being played as a front row rotation. I wouldn't. I think Coops could play a real healthy amount of minutes here because, like, who are you really putting in for him? I don't know. Obviously not Jalen, not Sammy. Adama Howard's back row. Josh Paxton back row. Mike Fodawaga front row. Curtis Moran front row. I think you should be pretty confident about a really good amount of minutes here from Cooper Bye, to be honest, because I'm struggling to see who would directly replace him as the lock. Unless they push Tino to 13, and then, which I don't like, but if they push Tino to 13 or Chris Randall to 13 and then brought on like Adama Howe to go get alongside Bobby Firma kind of deal, they could make that slight little adjustment, but I'd be pretty confident in a healthy amount of minutes for Coops. Walker Shaw says, who was the refs tonight? Just curious if Radley was on his knees last night or not. We will see. Gee whiz. The refs today are Peter Goff and the touch judge Drew Altram, no idea, and Adam G is in the bunker. So Peter Goff's interesting, but we'll see. We'll see. Victor Radley, yeah, he doesn't mind it, does he? Jess says, I agree, Sean, but would love to see a Titans win. Yeah, it'd be amazing because you'd see me go nutso. Jess says, I like your thinking. Sean says, so that's why I picked the Chooks. Yeah, exactly. 100% mate, pick and stick. I agree, Nave. Bulldogs up the Gold Coast Titans says, this game is the preview for the grand final. Love it, mate. Love it. I love it. Didn't Titans win last time these two teams played? Yes, in Allianz last year. I think it was 28-12 or 28-16 or something like that, maybe. It was last year in Allianz in round 3 or 2, I think it was. We only played them once last year. Oh, geez. I just clicked on an ad. It always happens over there. 2025 Titans. It was round 4, 30-12. Yeah, we won by 18 points at Allianz Stadium. It was coming off the back for 26-6 to win over the Knights and Bulldogs fans. I hate to tell you, you won your game 40-24 and scored a lot of points in that game. That's what happened at the start of your season last year, though, before the organisation decided to change everything and just create an absolute shit show. The last time these two teams played, the Titans won 13+. Mitch Woods is the next coming of Nathan Cleary. No, that would be Zane Harrison. Jordan says Took's completely different side now, though. In what way? Like are you talking about in regards to last year? In regards to last year, I would say, yeah, they are a completely different side, but also there is a lot of similarities too. Like, let's not pretend that, like, again, I've tipped the Roosters to win the comp this year, and preseason wise, and I'm still confident they do. But also, let's not pretend like this is a completely different side where they're like perfect now and they were awful back then. They weren't great back then as well, but also they're not actually spectacular in regards to their errors right now, and it's just that teams aren't capitalising on the errors as much. They're making a ridiculous amount of errors. They will go into the number one amount of errors in the competition this year after today. They did start off this season by giving up 40 points multiple times to the Panthers and also the Warriors, who have been very good. But at the end of the day, the first 4 weeks here was actually really disappointing for the Roosters. They are opening up into it, and in the last couple of weeks, you'd be pretty happy with it. But like you've also got to understand from a different perspective that they are still a beatable team. It's just like they could have even nearly gave up the biggest chase of all time last week to a Broncos team that's still quite injured. They were up 30-0, and it came back to 30-24. And then Tony Staggs was an idiot and got himself sin binned and then essentially suspended for a couple of weeks. But like the Dragons game, it's like whatever. The Knights is okay. You came back in that game, but also not a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. Don't start me on that Sharks game. I put you on fraud alert for a win. Sharks went on scam. Roosters went on fraud alert for a win. That's how bad the errors were in that game. I think you had like 15 plus errors in that game. It was ridiculous, especially the first half. The game against Manly, they were down at half time. So whilst I am confident about the Roosters, and I will continue to say that I believe the Roosters are a good team, you cannot tell me for any second that this Roosters team is actually unbeatable. No way. No way. They make a lot of errors. I'm not confident in how the Titans have made their debuts and whatnot for here today. I think it's better for the long term. But when you're saying they're a completely different team now, you're trying to say, like, oh, they're very good now in comparison to them when they were very bad. And it's like, well, the Roosters were kind of in a pretty similar position at the time, but they just have Cherry Evans now in a lot of ways. Like, who did they not have in that game? Let's go back and have a look at the team in that game. Let's go have a look at the team in that game. So they had Tedesco, they had Tupou, they had Nwana Tuase playing, Robert Toyer and Dominic Young. You actually make an argument that 1 through 5 is on paper better than what they've got here today, mind you. Sandon Smith and Chad Townsend's a problem. That's a problem. Now that's a problem. That's where I'll agree with you. That is where I'll agree with you. But in regards to the forwards, it's pretty essentially the same. It just Reece Robson gets brought in, which has been good, but like it's not far off. It's just that obviously Sam Walker with no Ches. So they are definitely a different team now, but a completely different team I would bite back on slightly. But again, I don't tip the Titans to win here today. I'm just kind of providing you a different perspective. Nate says, I've watched 9 ads and come back 3 times and it's still buffering bloody YouTube. Yeah, I think for some, with my channel, honestly, the best way to do it is, and this isn't me telling you guys what to do, but having that YouTube premium thing, because then you don't have any ads. Still supports the channel. But then you don't have to watch any ads because I do get told that ads come up at the worst times. I don't click the ads. I don't make ads come up. They just come up through YouTube. So YouTube doesn't know when not to play an ad. Sometimes people get ads immediately before a try or during a celebration and stuff like that, which will be quite annoying for you. So again, not telling anybody what to do, but it just makes it a lot easier for you if you do have it, because then you don't have to worry about ads coming up. Fins up, mates. It's Premiership winning halfback Chad Townsend. How many comps has Sam Walker won? Thanks. Cheers. Sean Wesley says, new to the channel, mate, give it up. Appreciate you, Sean. Get around here. Who do you support? Aspect says, put a 5 on Zane Harrison. Next Andrew John score. Have a feeling. I love it, mate. I love it. Brandon says, I'm a big tits guy. I love a good tits. Oh my gosh, never been such a big tits guy before. Never been such a big tits guy ever before. No lattes in Gosford, only methadone clinics. Okay. Didn't need that last part, but there is no lattes in comparison to the old latte sippers in Bondi, that's for sure. As a Waz fan, 100% mate, fair enough. Sean said it's all in the spelling. Emmanuel says, go the Titans. Get into it, Emmanuel. Fire them up. There is about 3 minutes to go until the game kicks off here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Obviously, we've got the Cowboys vs. the Eels game live right after this, and 3 games tomorrow, 2 games on Sunday. Get around it. And also, you would have noticed that I put out a YouTube short yesterday with my reaction to the Bulldogs game. So I'm going to do that for every game. So if you watch YouTube Shorts, you're going to see like a 30-second to a minute snippet of a quick little reaction to the biggest kind of news point or talking point from that game. I haven't done YouTube Shorts really ever before, but I thought that it's just like a little bit of an extra thing that seems to do pretty well, so we put it out. It would be the most Sharks thing ever to lose 13 plus this week. With no Latrell mentioning that Rabbitohs team, if the Sharks lose 13 plus this week, I'm taking them off this ladder. I'm taking it out. I'm taking them off this ladder. If they lose, they should win 13 plus. If they and Ashton Ward's their halfback and Jamie Humphries on the bench, if they lose 13 plus, I'm taking them off the ladder. I'm not even putting them on scam. They're not even worth my time. I'm taking them off of everything. I'm removing them from the ladder, and that is all I'll hear about that. T-Dub says, cheer my brother up the tins, upset tonight, 36-28. Wow, that'd be a big score. Love it. I love it. Excited to be proven wrong about Zane Harrison. I think a lot of the team changes in terms of Brian Pascal was very much needed. Excited for tonight. Titans are running onto the field here. So Jay Dawes, I said last night, I really hope that you didn't take that as like an insult last week to you when we were having that conversation. It was a passionate response in regards to my belief in how this team should go forward. I don't expect that the Titans are going to come out and win here today. I don't believe that Zane Harrison necessarily is going to be the perfect player at all today, right? But I need that new direction and I need that change because going Ilias and Campbell was just destined for mediocrity the entirety of the way. So when I'm responding passionately to you, and this goes for everybody here, it's not an insult to you and your opinion. Your opinion is fine, and your opinion could be right in comparison. No one is necessarily wrong or right in regards to the way that we were conversating last week. Just don't take it as a way like I'm insulting you as a fan of the game or what you think. It's just that I have a completely different perspective, and I disagree with that perspective because that was what the Titans have been like for years now, where it's like we're always going to be too scared to play him. So I was so grateful to see his name come up. It was perfect timing for us to have that conversation as well because that was public and obviously everyone can see what we were saying. And then immediately we have Zane that comes in with 18 to the 6. So again, I'm not expecting a world beater today by the Titans, but I would love to see some improvement and, the new destiny, the new destiny for the club. Fins up, mate. And it's also great you said excited to be proven wrong about Zane Harrison. I don't even think it's necessarily about being proven wrong, but it's good for someone to say they want to be proven wrong. Because whenever you say something about your team, not you, just in general, if I say something about my team like, oh, this guy's not good enough, Ilias isn't good enough, I would have loved Ilias to prove me wrong and be good enough. I would have loved it. I would have loved Ilias to go, I want to win the premiership. I want to be in the top 8. I want to be in the finals. I want this team to be successful and going well. So I want to be proven wrong in regards to that controversial thought process or that questionable thought process. Obviously, that wasn't the case, and I wasn't proven wrong in regards to Ilias. But the point is, I would have liked to. I would have preferred it. But anyway, this game has been kicked off. The Titans will kick off to the Roosters. They'll be bringing it out here from the 5. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And that's going to be Big Spencer Lenu bringing the ball to the 15. Let me just refresh this live score here on the chat so that you've got that ticking along underneath us. And bing, bong, boom. There we go. Live score is moving. And I'll move this chat to the live chat now so I'm not missing anything. Third tackle now for the Roosters at the 30. Clyde says, if the Jets get NRL bid, who will be the feeder club for the Titans thereafter? Well, we've already got Tweedhead Seagulls. So I don't know. Maybe we could just be a solely Tweedhead Seagulls, but it could go somewhere else too, I'm not too sure. But surely we don't go with the Jets. Please, bring in the South Island New Zealand team, please. Like, I don't believe we need another Queensland team right now. Especially not another Southeast Queensland team. We've got the Broncos, the Dolphins, and the Titans, and we're wanting to bring in another Southeast Queensland team. Like, this is no offence to the Jets, but gee whiz, Keanu Kenny, oh no. Oh, he nearly lost that ball on first tackle there. So the Titans, Jaden Campbell, he'll get it across here to Philip Sami, and Sami's been really good this year. Big Phil, he's been good. And it's penalty to the Gold Coast. Come on, penalty to the Gold Coast. Nafahu White gives it away. Fins up, mate, says, no, mate, the whole self-sabotage was the ref's fault. Unfair penalties going against us every week, not the 40 missed tackles or the 65% possession we had after 30 minutes yesterday. Up 12-4, lose 44-12. Yeah, it's definitely all the refs, mate. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, with the Bulldogs. Oh, my goodness me. Gee whiz, those darn refs, Daz. Those darn refs. By the way, what... oh, no, your name is Fins up, mate. I was about to say, why is your name... Well, why did you not change your name? But I just realised it's because you already changed it last night. Second tackle here for the Titans at the 45 on the Roosters side of the field. This is a good start here, though, for the game. Cooper Bye. He's going to bring this off to Tino. Need a big game from Tino today and some good post-contact there. Third tackle at the 38. Meth is known as a Gosford latte. Oh, jeez. My goodness. Fourth tackle here at the 30. 2 minutes in. Nice little run here from Oliver Pascoe. Steps away from one and gets his ball to the 20 on fifth tackle. Not a fantastic crowd here in Gosford. It's going to be kicked across here from Zane Harrison. Good kick, good kick, good kick. Oh, but Tupou catches it. That's a great kick there from Zano. And then we give away the penalty, unfortunately, with... it's penalty Titans. Escort. Come on, it's a penalty to the Gold Coast. tell you what, how about the kick? It's a good start there for Zono. He could have that nerves. That is an escort there from Hugo Savala, correct call. Sean Whiskey says, as a Wars fan, we can't even get it right. Don't rate a second team in New Zealand, to be honest. I disagree. I think that'll help you get it right because it'll create a rivalry. It'll create pressure. It'll mean that it's not just a monopoly. I know you're Warriors fans and you want the monopoly, but I believe that it will actually encourage even better out of the club because they'll have that direct rivalry. The viewership will go up. The rugby union is absolutely able to be capitalised on right now from rugby league, and that's what they're trying to achieve. So I disagree. I think that'll be massive for the game. But then again, as a Warriors fan, you might have 50-50 thought process too because that means they'd be in direct rivalry to you as well. Third tackle here at the 5, and it would be just detrimental if they won before you guys did. Titans here 3 minutes away from the line. Fourth tackle. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. What a start here. Oliver Pascoe kicks this ball through. Played at. Knock on Roosters. Yes, come on. Knock on Roosters. Knock on Roosters. Why did they make our Gosford game at 6 p.m? How did they expect people to make it to the game from work in Sydney? It's a great question. But also, the Titans aren't a massive draw, so they would have just kind of put this as the throwaway game. However, I think this should have been... Considering the games today, I think Roosters-Titans made more sense to be an 8 p.m. game than... the Eels Cowboys. That made no sense before the season. Doesn't make any sense now. The Roosters are challenging the score, by the way. So Pascoe dinks it in with a little grubber. It's going to bounce. Sam Verrills is not on the field, bunker. That tells you everything you need to know about the bunker because Sam Verrills is not on the field. Oh, that's a knock on James Tedesco. It's a knock on from James Tedesco here. Oh, no, it's a knock on first from Oliver Pascoe. No, it's a correct call here from James. They've ruled this a drop kick? Oh, dude. Oh, dude. They're calling this a drop kick, lads. That is rough for the Roosters, man. That is rough for the Roosters because, like, on a technical basis, it is a drop kick, but it's just a knock-on, isn't it? Like, it's called inconclusive, so Roosters, you keep your challenge, but the Titans get the ball here at the 10. It's a knock-on, lads. It's a knock-on. I don't understand how you could realistic, and this is me as a Titans fan. I don't know how you could spin that. Like, at the end of the day, for it to be a drop kick, surely you would have to be aiming for the post. Like, that is such a cop-out. It's such a cop-out there from the bunker. So, Roosters fans, yeah, you've been done with a call there. 100%. So, the Titans now at the 20. If that was the Titans who copped that call, I'd be fuming. If that call happened again later on today, I'd still be fuming against the Titans. Like, that is horrific of a call. So Khalees Haas now, he's going to bring this ball to the 10 on second tackle, but as a club like the Titans and with our struggles, I'm taking everything we can get, but also wrong call. Cooper Bye is going to be 5 minutes away from the line now, third tackle. Hard to feel sorry for the Roosters. Yeah, no, I feel sorry for the game, not for the Roosters. Cosrip. So they go out to the left. Oliver Pascoe, Tina Malawi, short ball. That is a dumb pass there, unfortunately, and the short ball wasn't on there, and it's going to be Roosters' ball hitting the 10. Well, ball don't lie there. Ball don't lie, and the Titans won't score off the bad calls, so I'm okay with it. Tim set up the Titans. Get on you, Tim. Sean says, yes, good point, mate. I believe in Kubai. X-Factor, you are like number one Kubai fan on the planet. Damn well, gee whiz. Like, yeah, you every comment you make is about Kubai. Not a problem, by the way. Not a problem, just saying. Didn't they expect the same thing happened to Billy Slater years ago? Funniest thing. Well, they were speaking about this has been a thing that's happened in the past as well. I can't really remember it, but I just believe that you can't call something a drop kick unless they are intentionally kicking it to the post. And you can clearly say that he was trying to grub at that ball there, so... only if you're intentionally kicking it towards the post, fine. But if you're going for a grubber like that, that makes no sense, that call. Brenton says, did you know Liam Kennedy does Uber driving when he's not reffing? He should probably stick to that, just saying. Does he really? Fair enough. You know, I'm not going to criticise him for, having a bit of a crack outside of the game with a bit of Uber, you know. Man's got to eat, man's got to provide for his family, gets his referee, and does a little bit of fun on the side. So, I won't criticise him for that. And 6 again here for the Roosters. It's going to be Sam Walker to Spencer Leniu, and Spencer Leniu brings this ball to the 38 on first tackle. Some late the party needs to cool off after seeing Sloan is back at fullback this week. Knights by 60. Oh, that's pain to see. Tyrell Sloan back at fullback. Big yoke. So what, Gutho's still out, is he? Third tackle now for the Roosters. They're 23 metres away here from the line. No, now, sorry, this is third tackle at the 15. 6 minutes gone here. Reece Robson goes to the right to Cherry Evans, then off to Robert Toya, and Toya's going to be fourth tackle, 5 metres away from the line. Do not give away 6 again, Tino. Reece Robson, that's going to be hit into the ground, and it's going to be a penalty to the Roosters. Yeah, they're playing at the ball. They're playing with the ball at the ruck, so it's a penalty. Casey's sold out stadium. Yeah, no, it's fired up here in Gosford, mate. Fired up crowd. Gee whiz. Got by my starting lineup in fantasy. I never feel sorry for the Roosters. Storm Penrith, they can get robbed every week. Well, no, I feel for the game. It's not about individual teams. Like, if you're seeing a call like that, you're just like, well, we're not going to see that consistently called. Because you could make the argument that, like, every knock-on is a drop kick then if they're just kind of trying to throw their boot at it. So if you drop the ball cold out of your hands as you're making a hit up, and then you throw your boot at it, but it's hit the ground first, I'm claiming that as a drop goal. I'm claiming it as a drop goal. I've dropped the ball cold. However, I'm claiming it as a drop goal because I got a boot to it. Second tackle at the 3. Argue it. Tell me how that's not a drop goal in comparison to what we just saw there with the kick through. So they go Sherry Evans, he's going to trip over. It's going to be third tackle at the 10. Keep up the defence, Gold Coast, come on. Keep up the defence, Gold Coast. Reece Robson and Sam Walker. Sam Walker underneath of Victor Radley, and Radley is going to be 5 metres away from the line. Fourth tackle now. Come on, hold him out. Fourth tackle. They go out to the right. Sam Walker, Sherry Evans. Out to the right-hand side to Cody Ramsey. Ramsey back on the inside. He'll be taken down at the 9 on fifth tackle. Keep him out. Robert Toya off to Ches. Ches then to Sam Walker. Nearly knocked it on. Goodbye rushes up. They kick this ball through. And Katakini gets the ball. Come on. Good defense, Gold Coast. Couple of 6 agains that went the Roosters' way. Got a penalty and still held them out. So that's a good prevention set there from the Titans early doors. Olivia says, you'll see soon. Olivia says, oh, my mate is here. Who's your mate, Olivia? Gutho at centre, Sully out. Oh, okay. Or would you prefer Gutho at the fullback? And then would you prefer maybe Sloan on the wing in comparison? Then push a winger into the centres? Anyway, Zane Harrison's going to whack that ball down here to the 23 with Tedesco. Bringing that ball out now to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. Good run, first tackle. Fins Up Mace says, I agree with that, and when they throw the use common sense card, throw the since when did the NRL bunk have common sense back at them? Yeah, but you can't say that what we just saw was common sense, because if it was common sense, well then that would have been a knock on just now, because common sense suggests that he wasn't kicking a drop goal towards the post. Do you know what I mean? Fourth tackle here at the 30, and it's going to be Spencer Leniu. Oh, that should have been 6 again against Bo Firma. Oh, that is a 6 again against Bo Firma. That's so dumb from Bo, dude. Oh, but the Titans get the ball afterwards. Oh, thank gosh. Bo Firma, wake up, dude. That 6 again was absolutely pathetic. That was so pathetic. But the Titans, luckily, will get the ball straight away, and it's going to be second tackle after the Gold Coast at the 35. It's a big kick, even though it went straight to Teddy. X-Factor, I'm telling you. Zane's, oh, penalty. Come on. Come on, Gold Coast. Penalty. You're right. You are absolutely right. It is a big boot. Zane's a good kicker, and again, game manager. But that was an awful pass from Victor Radley straight to the hands of Chris Randall. And now a high tackle there against... Oof. I'm just saying, direct shoulder contact to the head. Just throwing it out there, consistency. 10 minutes going into the first half. I don't agree with it being a bin or anything like that, but he's on report. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying consistency-wise. But 10 minutes into the first half, 30 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Oh, I get you. Yeah, I get you. Lagan says, well, it's obvious it won't be sold out in Gosford. What do you think the people of Gosford do on a Friday night? Like old mate said before, geez, you guys really love hating on Gosford with this old meth joke, don't you? You're really getting into the old Gosford. First tackle now at the 30. And Zane Harrison off to Keanu Kenny, then Jojo Fafita and Jojo at the 25. Spectacular start here for the Gold Coast, man. Very happy with this start. Oliver Pascoe gives it to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny kicks his ball through. Chance here for... Chance to Dalma Poe! On debut, that's him, Jensen Dalmapo. They're going to check this. But this may be a try here for the Gold Coast. No try. They're looking at the grounding. I think he does ground it, and Jensen's confident. Jensen's confident. I thought he got this. I think he got this. That's a good little kick through from Keanu Kenny too, and he's well onside. Too slow there from Daniel Tupou. Shoulder to shoulder, Jensen and Tupou. Tedesco coming through underneath. Come on. They get their arms locked up, but that's shoulder to shoulder. We say that every single week. That's fine, shoulder. Put the ball down, put the ball down, put the ball down, put the ball down. Oh, the boot kicks. Oh, does he get the... Oh. The boot comes through from Tupou. The boot's going to come through from Tupou here. Oh, it's probably a drop ball. The Tupou boot's what's hurt this. Are you allowed... Yeah, he's come through with the boot there. Because he puts it down afterwards, but you maybe argue that the right hand probably gets a touch to it. Yeah. They're saying no illegal act because we don't have possession. Usually you're not allowed to lead with the feet there, X Factor, but they're saying that because he doesn't have possession, it's okay. I get it. I get it. If that boot wasn't there, it was 100% a try, Brighton. 100% a try. Victor Radley and Horsburgh must be the lowest IQ players in the league. Horsburgh's his own man, bro. Don't you worry. But he's playing possession. That's bullshit. It's a 50-50 call there, someone in regards to playing at the ball with the boot. But with that being said, again, he didn't have the possessions. That's why I can understand where they're coming from, because at the end of the day, the ball is just in play at that point. Johnny says, drugs are better in the 90s. But what a start here for the Gold Coast regardless. What a start here regardless. Super happy with the first 10. And now the Roosters, Robert Toyer, bring this ball hit to the 15, to the 18 on first tackle. Oh, you can't lead with the boot. Change rule. Expert says he's in the act of scoring a try. I don't think you can lead with the boot in that situation. I think you have to have possession, is what they were saying anyway. Second tackle now at the 23, now at the 30, but you could be right. But they did acknowledge it. And they're going to go to the left-hand side of Robson, then to Spencer Leniu, and Spencer Leniu is going to be at the 48 now on fourth tackle. They go out to the left-hand side of Sam Walker, Angus Crichton. Crichton got locked down by Joseph Feed, a good tackle there at the 40 on fifth tackle. Reece Robson, Sam Walker. Sam Walker has to go back to grab that ball. This should be Keanu's ball, and Keanu Kenny gets it, and he'll be taken down now at the 13. We haven't had too much of a massive scare so far. Sam says, good start 10 minutes in without giving up 20 points. No, exactly right. Jaden Campbell, lucky he didn't pass that ball. Only problem is Bo giving away that 6 again, really, but we got the ball back straight away from a Roosters error. Fourth tackle now at the 29. Not a great set, this one. Oliver Pascoe will go to Cooper Bye, but no, it has been a fantastic start here, Sam. Fifth tackle at the 35. He's in the act of scoring a try. Ball is on over the line. Try. You can't live with the foot. With the boot, in my opinion, screw these refs. Well, look, maybe, but they did acknowledge it by saying that he had to have possession. So first tackle now at the 33, and Daniel Tupou rolls back to Sam Walker, gets it across to Hugo Savala, and Savala will be taken down at the 40 on second tackle. Can the Titans keep it up, though? Well, hopefully, Seb, we've got a brand new team here. Zane Harrison, 7. JC into the 6. Cooper Bye starting 13. Oliver Pascoe in the 9. Jensen Taumapo looking, pretty hot stuff out there on that wing. We're nearly scoring a try just now, so... this is a different team. So we just got to hope for the best and hope that Josh is doing the right things and putting the right processes and changing this club for the better. We've already seen a better defense so far this season for the most part. Not the whole time. Reece Robson nearly breaks away, gets away from a couple of tackles, and then he gets away from another one, gives it across here to Hugo Savala. Savala is going to get Tedesco to Robson. It's going to be a knock-on from the Titans. So 6 again for the Roosters, and they're going to get this offload away, hits the ground. There's a knock-on for the Roosters, but they're going to say advantage played. No, it'll be Roosters ball at the 10. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why the Roosters were throwing this ball around so heavily right now. Like, at the end of the day, we're only 13 minutes in. You had a 6 again. I don't know why you had to keep offloading the ball on 0 tackle, essentially. Tim says that's a penalty try if he injured his hand leading with the boot, probably. It only matters when someone is injured, like hip drops. Not a bad point too, Tim Knox. Not a bad point too. Seb says Titans started well, but only averaging 20 yards a set. Sure, but I'm pretty happy with the start regardless. You're a pretty harsh critic, bro. Like, I'll be honest. Like, you know what this Titans club can put in. If I was critical of them, I definitely would be. Sorry, if I thought that they deserved a bit of criticism right now, I would give it to them. But that's going to hit the grass. It's going to hit the grass, and Cody Ramsey taken back here at the 20 on first tackle. The comment's fair. Like, I'm not saying the comment is unfair, but you're pretty harsh if you haven't at least liked how the Titans have started off this first 15 minutes. Most people expect the Roosters to win by 60 today. So to be 0-0 after 14 minutes, again with a brand new team and brand new halves pairing, all this kind of stuff, like I'm okay with Tupou. Wow, what a tackle from Jensen Talmapo at the 5. If you go back to my preseason streams, by the way, I did rate Jensen more than Sila Faimani. I did. If you go back to the preseason streams. Victor Radley off to Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans, that was a weird run. 4 tackle down to 13. 13 metres away. Reece Robson off to Nafahu White. Nafahu White's going to be at the 3. Come on, hold him out again here. This would be a massive, massive defensive set. Sherry Evans kicks it through. Plater here from the Titans. We get the ball. Massive. Jaden Campbell gets it, and he's going to bring this ball out here to the 15. How about the defense from the Gold Coast today, man? The defense from the Gold Coast today, we've had to hold out. Penalty as well. Come on, baby. Massive, massive. Massive. 15 minutes in, Titans hit a penalty. Yeah, but I like the forwards and I think they should be doing more damage. I agree. With that being said, I still think this has been a fantastic first 15 minutes of the club. What happened to Aldo Mahol? He got dropped to the bench this week. Makes sense based off of his performance last week. It was horrid, but he can be massive off the bench. So Bo Fermat at the 45 on first tackle. Everyone says, I want to see a good performance from the Titans here. A win would be even better, but I just want to see improvement. It looks like there has been. Exactly. I'm not expecting a win here, but I'm expecting to see a new team. And right now I am seeing a bit of a new team. And good run here from Oliver Pascoe. Gets the offload away to Jaden Campbell. And Campbell's taken out at the 35 on third tackle. It's not about expecting a win here. It's not about expecting many wins for the rest of the season. But if we're going to play like this, I'll be confident in a few of those games. Cooper Bye. Goes at himself. He'll be taken down to the 20 on fifth tackle. Okay, Zano. Oh, 6 again. 6 again here for the Gold Coast. On fifth tackle too. That's massive. Cleese Haas. He's going to be 10 metres away from the line. Second tackle now. They roll it back to Oliver Pascoe. He'll get it across to Zane Harrison. Harrison underneath to AJ Brimson. Running through. He'll be 9 metres out from the line. Third tackle. Come on, boys. Massive set here. Oliver Pascoe. He'll give it to Zane Harrison. Harrison gets it across here to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny steps. Keanu Kenny steps again. Offloads the ball at the back here. Go! Go, Oliver! Go, Oliver! Go, Oliver! Oh, he didn't need to offload the ball, but it's all right. We got the ball back. Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny steps. He's still going here at the 10. And he'll be taken down 9 metres out from the line. 4 tackles. 16 minutes gone. Oliver Pascoe. Tino. Christian Randall! Chrissy fucking Randall. Tino with the assist. Try time Gold Coast. 4-0 here with a kick to come. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Chrissy Randall goes over. Beautiful pass there from Tino. The Titans lead 4-0 here with a kick to come. Beautiful. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. 4-0 kick to come. Moses says, come on, Titans score first. We got over the line 4-0. Chrissy Randall, you big, beautiful man. Who'd you get on today, by the way, Jess, in regards to your bet for this game? Because I know you have a bet on each game. Who'd you get on for today? Up the Titans. I'm a Waz fan with a soft spot for the Titans. They're my second team because you appreciate you, Paul. Well, I've got a bit of a soft spot for the Waz, so a bit of vice versa there, but appreciate that. Well, it's a good start here. Long way to go, but it's a good start regardless. Good start. Michael says, frontline bet is a chance. You said that if the Titans beat the Roosters, well, that you would be frontline. Again, we beat you last year, so enjoy the frontline. Coop winning that 6 again, massive. That guy can find his front. X Factor, I'm going to message Cooper after this and say that I know who your biggest fan is. It's not people in Papua New Guinea. It's not. It's a man named X Factor. It's a man named X Factor. Jay says, small bet on Zane to score and also Sam to score. If Zane scores, shirt might come off. Jaden Campbell gets the kick, 6-0. 6-0, good start. Oh boy. Hey, by the way, is Hainsey streaming? Is Brandon streaming? Yes, they look like a different team. They do look like a different team. Seb is right to question the average set distance. However, I'm focusing right now on the defense is what I really liked. And again, Roosters have had more ball. They've had 14 more runs. They've had 200 more metres. They haven't had a line break. Our average set distance is pathetic at 25.44. It's pathetic. And the Roosters are at 41.58, but we're leading 6-0. And our defense has been good. We have been really, really solid. So the Titans are going to receive this ball here in the in goal. Keanu Kenny gives it off to Tino, and Tino holds the ball, holds the damn well ball. First tackle now 15 metres out. Anderson says, what a start. Roosters look all over the place in defence. Have been saying that if you move the ball against the Roosters, they don't scramble well. Agree, and if you capitalise on your opportunities against the Roosters, you'll win too. You know, again, they make a lot of errors. Actually, how many errors have they made? I don't think they've made many errors so far today in comparison to what they usually do. 2 errors is actually really good for them, but there's still 21 minutes to go here of the first half. Jaden Campbell, he'll be at the 35 on 4th tackle. Now 5th tackle, and they'll get this ball to the 45, and they're not going to make an error after points. That's beautiful. That's a change. We don't usually see that. Zane Harrison from the 40, boot on him. Look at the boot on him. Goes down to the 12, and Daniel Tuba brings this ball out here to the 20. So that was about a 45 to 50 metre set. Happy with that one. Lagan says, fun fact, Titans haven't won in Gosford since 2009. Would be great to break the 17-year drought. That's incorrect, Lagan. They haven't won since 2026. Second tackle at the 30. Can we time out Michael if we lose the ball? 1,000,000% I was going to time out Michael if we lost the ball there, yeah. Third tackle now at 35. Reece Robson gives it off to Tedesco. And Siwa Wong to Reece Robson to Sam Walker. And Sam Walker at the 45 to Spencer Leniu. And Spencer Leniu is going to be at the 50 on 4th tackle. 20 minutes gone here in the first half, guys. 20 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And don't forget we've got Cowboys versus the Eels right after this one. And we fit tackle now at the 40 on the Titan side of the field for the Roosters. Reece Robson to Cherry Evans. And Cherry Evans puts that one up in the air. Keanu Kenny get that ball safe under the high ball today. He gets it and gets smashed. But Keanu usually this year has knocked the ball on quite a bit from those high balls and under the pressure. So I'm very happy that he can come up trumps with that one. And so far he hasn't put a foot wrong. AJ Brimson, he'll bring this ball out here to the 20. Again, as Seb wasn't said, the Roosters are holding them down pretty well. Sakot's says settle pedal. Settle pedal? Are you talking to me? I hope you're not talking to me, because there's no way I'm ever settling. Keanu Kenny, he's going to bring this ball to the 40. Could have got the offload away, but didn't. Fit tackle at the 40. If you're talking to me, that is the wrong person to be saying settle pedal to, because even if we're down, I'm happy with this first 20. Got to understand context of teams, man. X Factor says Titans didn't give a penalty away or drop the ball after scoring. They won't lose another game for the rest of the season. Now, X Factor, they might never lose a game ever again, the Gold Coast Titans. They may never lose a game until the end of time. Daniel Tupou. I've been impressive Titans line speed. Been very happy with the defense. Fodawaker comes on for Cooper Bai. So what does that mean? Does that mean, it's 6 again for the Roosters. They'll be at the 40 on their own side of the field. So what does that mean? That means that Mo will go to the front row. Maybe Tino has gone to the 13, or if Tino's come off the field, then I'm guessing, because I'm sure Mo isn't playing 13, unless they put Chrissy Randall to the 13 now. Tedesco, third tackle at the 35 on the Titans side of the field. Reece Robson's going to go to up the middle. Nice run from Reece Robson. He'll be taken down to the 20. And knock on. He didn't call tackle. I don't think he called tackle, so that's a knock on against Reece Robson. I don't think he can call this as a completed tackle, which would then, because he played the ball, would be a knock on. Yeah, that's exactly right. The commentary's saying, I think he could have kept running. He could have, because he didn't call that it was a completed tackle. So this is a knock on because he puts the ball down onto the ground. Yeah. Yeah. There's a bad play of the ball anyway. There's definitely a knock on there either way, but that wasn't a completed tackle, so it should have been a knock on from putting the ball on the ground. J-Dawes is a Titans fan, right? He'd be happy with this stuff for sure. J-Dawes is here. Yeah, no, he's happy. Again, J-Dawes, his opinion is fine, bro, just because he didn't necessarily want to see Zane in immediately. He wants to be proven wrong. He said this before as well. Like, he wants to be proven wrong. I've met J-Dawes before. Both of them drops the ball at the back, luckily, at the back. Taking down the 40. Of course he would be happy with this. If you are a fan of a club and you say something that is against the club, you want to be proven wrong and you want it to show why you are wrong so that you can enjoy yourself and be happy for once. We're never happy on the Gold Coast. It'd be nice to be happy for once. So, of course, you would want to be proven wrong if you didn't agree with Zane Harrison coming in originally. And JC at the 6. Fifth tackle now at the 35. They go out to the left-hand side to Zane Harrison. He's going to put that ball up in the air. Jeez, good chase. But Cody Ramsey gets it. And he'll be taken out of the 4. Good kicking game today, though. Gary Falcon says, Chair, bro, what's your thoughts on Tino Origin or nah? I think Tino will make it, but also his form hasn't necessarily deserved it this year. But we know what Queensland's like. They're pretty pick and stick, man. And if you don't go with Tino, who else are you going with? Like, Tino's just simply getting in. He just is. But his form hasn't been great this year. He knows that. Everyone knows that. Very good defensive set here from the Titans. 4 tackle for the Roosters there at the 25 on their own side of the field. So, yeah, Tino gets in. But a lot of Origin stars this year. That's a 40-20 attempt here from the Roosters. Keanu Kitty's lost the ball. But he's found it now. He's back at the 10. Keanu gets away. Keanu gets away. Go Keanu. 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 Why is nobody following up on his right-hand side? Who was the player that got back and didn't follow up on Keanu? Was that you, If that was Jansen Taumapo, that's bullshit. Whoever was the player who went back there and then didn't follow up with Keanu as he was making that run. Keanu was waiting for the pass because then it would have been a breakaway on the right-hand side from Keanu. Amazing run from Keanu, but I want to know who was the one who did not follow up with Keanu just then. That's ridiculous. Jaden Campbell now at the 42, because that could have been a try, absolutely, if we had someone following through. If we had someone following through, that absolutely could have been a try. They go to the left-hand side. This is quick play. Zane Harrison into the 25 to AJ Brimson to the 20. Look at this Titans team right now. They are playing good footy. 4th tackle here at the 20. It's a massive set. Philip Sami off to Zane Harrison. Harrison underneath here to Tino. Tino at the back now to JC. JC at the back here to Keanu. Keanu goes, gives off to Jojo. That's a knock on. Knock on, but geez, I'm liking the way that we're playing. The Darkfire sent Jules. Get around here. The GG. Did something come up on the chat? Did it? So I think something must have come up on the chat. It's hard for me to notice that type of stuff, but thank you very much for the Jules, man. Or the GGs. I'm still getting used to it as an unstatus, getting used to what this new gifts thing is on YouTube. Brent says, nice dummy. It wasn't a dummy, bro. He was expecting the player had followed him up on the wing. So he was waiting for the pass, but he realised, oh, wait a second, there's no one fucking there. You know, and that's why it's so annoying. Well, Harrison and Cooper both played together, Tricky Ricky says. Sure, what are you saying? That was a, where is my backup from Kenny? Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't dumming it. He was literally looking to pass the ball, but no one was there. So 2nd tackle at the 25. Now 3rd tackle for the Roosters. They're going to be Connor Watson at the 33. Harrison kicking game and Titans discipline is much improved. If this continues with fatigue in the second half, they will be a contending team come finals. Let's settle down. I just want to see this game out first here, bro. I just want to see this game out here first. I like to hear that from other fans, but also, like, I still need to just continuously see it first. All right, so the Roosters now at the 40. They give it to Reece Robson to Sam Walker, and Sam Walker. Keanu Kenny, get this ball, get this ball, get this ball. Yes, it is. Keanu gets the ball here at the 8. First tackle. Keanu's having a good game. Dave says you have a proper spine now. This is the future. But this is what I've been saying for literally a year and a half, bro. 100%. This is what I've been saying I needed to see from the club. Why'd they take Bai off so early? Thought he was setting the pace for a while. He'll come back on, man. He'll come back on. He's been a bench. It could. Oh no, Jensen's knocked the ball on. Oh, penalty! Thank God. It's a late penalty. We'd knocked the ball on, but they're going to call a late penalty here against the Roosters. Oh boy. Jensen Taumapeo, and yeah, it is the Roosters' foot. That's such an inconsistent call though. Like sometimes they'll call that, sometimes they won't call that. It's a 50-50 call. So, like, I'll take it. It's 50-50, so you can't really complain about it. But also, it could have easily just been a ball plant. I believe in the Titans, Jess says. I believe in the club, but I've also been here for many years now and know exactly what can still happen in this game. Tino will get this ball to the halfway point. Either way, though, very impressed with the first half an hour. First tackle here at the halfway point. They give it off to Curtis Moran. Moran to Mikey Fodawaker, and Fodawaker brings this ball to the 40 on the Roosters side of the field, second tackle. Gary says, love your comments, bro, from New Zealand. Let's go Titans for you. Get around you, Gary. They go out to the left-hand side. Zane Harrison, Jaden Campbell, taken down to the 35 on third tackle. Jeremy says, hey, brother, how's your day been? Well, it's going all right now, 6-0 up. Elfla from Spain, getting around all the way in Spain. Let's go Titans. Love that all the way in Spain. Getting around. Whereabouts in Spain? 4 tackle. 25 metres away here from the line. Oliver Pascoe gives it across here to Zane Harrison. Harrison underneath here to Curtis Moran. And Moran's going to be at the 23 on 5th tackle. Put a good kick up, Zano. Get a good kick up, Zano. Puts it up. Decent area. Good kick chase. Knock on Cody Ramsey. Yes! Come on! Come on, knock on Cody Ramsey. Zane Harrison's kicking game is exactly what we fucking need, baby. Zane Harrison's kicking game is exactly what we need. Come on. Knock on Cody Ramsey. Titans ball 10 metres out. Imagine getting on old mate from the Titans' first try scorer. Well, I'm just happy with this start, man. Yeah, Chris Randall would have been paying a lot for first try scorer, bro. Chris Randall would have been paying quite a bit for try scorer. The first try scorer, jeez. Yeah, kicks have been on point to the corner. No chance of 7 tackle sets. Great showing. Exactly right. Titans here. AJ Brimson off the scrum. Goes out to the left. Nearly gets away from one, but he's taken down to the 10 on first tackle. Getting over here, Brighton be massive. Give it to Phil Sami. And Sami's going to be 5 metres away from the line. Second tackle. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Oliver Pascoe. He'll get out the back now to Zane Harrison. Harrison short ball to Mikey Fodawaker. Fodawaker for 3 metres away from the line. Back to the 5 now. Third tackle. Find a way. Oliver Pascoe. Zane Harrison. Harrison at the back of Keanu. Keanu had to reach back a little bit there. Not the greatest of pass from Zane, but they were trying to spread that ball out to the wing. Fourth tackle. 12 metres away. Yeah, it ruined the good chance there. Oh, they're going to say it is a bad play the ball. So Roosters bought the 15. Damn it. Damn it. Unfortunately, that was probably the one thing today that Zane's probably done wrong was that pass. But again, he's just coming into the game. He's fresh. He's brand new. You got to kind of expect this. Well, sure, he's not standing square, but he still rolls the back square. It's probably a very 50-50 call there. Get Fox loaded up on your channel again, mate. Best of both worlds. Appreciate you, man. Love to see Harrison take the line on one time too. Yeah, the free scoring for Sydney Roosters have been held to nil through 30 minutes. You got to appreciate this from the Titans, regardless of what happens in this game. Reece Robson to Connor Watson, and Connor Watson taken down here at the 45 on 4 tackle. That's harsh, man. We're serious. Yeah, I think that he's saying because he was facing to the right that wasn't playing the ball right, but at the end of the day, he played the ball square. It's just that he was facing to the right. Oh, they're going to penalise the Titans here for a bad tackle against Mikey Fodawaker. Damn it. Are they saying this is a hip drop, is it? Sam says, bloody Mo, come on, lad. Yeah, it's definitely a hip drop there. He's come on the back of the legs. Correct call. If there's no injury, it's not a bin. If there is an injury, it's a bin. That's the world of NRL. That's unfortunately the world of NRL. They don't usually bin a player unless it's an actual injury. We're still waiting. Still waiting. Mark's this Warriors fan, me saying up the Titans. Well, Mark, you would like the Titans to win as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, on a port. I guarantee you, I 100% guarantee you that if Siwa Wong was injured just then, he would have gone to the bin. But because he wasn't injured, he's still here. 10 minutes to go here. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. But yeah, Warriors fans, you really want the Titans to win today. Because the Roosters would go equal with you if they would go equal with you with a win. So Cherry Evans gives it off now to Nat Butcher, and he's 5 metres away from the line, first tackle. They go out to the left to Cherry Evans, then off to Celestia Fiketti, who's 5 metres out, second tackle. Come, boys, hold out. Reece Robson, short ball. Crichton drops the ball at the back. Reece Robson to Cherry Evans, then off to Nat Butcher, and Nat Butcher is going to be 4 metres away here from the line, third tackle. Hold out, boys. Reece Robson, Cherry Evans at the back, quick passing, short ball. Toya, he'll score. Damn it. Well, look, it was a good first 31 minutes. We will give him a try there, but Robert Toya just gets over the line there. Overall, I've been happy with the game so far. We've held the Roosters out quite strongly, but the Roosters will get over the line this time out. You think Teddy will be starting fullback for the Blues in game 1? No, I think that Dylan Edwards has done enough to keep his spot this year. No Tigers tonight? Well, Tigers don't play tonight, mate. Tigers don't play until Sunday. They play against the Storm on Sunday in Melbourne. That's a fact now, not even conspiracy. Yeah, are you talking about the sin bin? Yeah, it's 100% a sin bin if there's an injury, but if it wasn't, because there wasn't an injury, it wasn't a sin bin. And oh, he's lost the ball. Has he lost that ball? I think he might have lost his ball. I think this might be a lost ball here. Yeah, commentary saying I don't think the forearm stays in the ball. Oh, dude. Show us the other angle, though. If it's come free from his hand, he has to regrip, no? Because it has come free from his hand. It's come free from his hand. It's come free from his hand. Does he not have to regrip it and regather it? He's lost the ball there. The hand's come off the ball. How are you saying that's in control if the hand has come off the ball? How can you say that this is control? How can you say this is control? His hand has come off the ball here. Surely this is a no try. He hasn't regathered the ball. Son, as a Roosters fan, saying no try. That's not control. Because it's taken so long, they probably won't. They probably will give this because they'll say on-field call. They'll probably say on-field call here because it's been so long. Everyone here's saying lost it, but he's lost the ball. He's not grabbing with his hand. He's lost control. He's lost control of the ball, but they're going to call it inconclusive. You watch. They'll just say try confirmed. Yeah, try confirmed. They'll go with inconclusive. That's bullshit, though. How can you say that he's controlling the ball? They've called try confirmed. How can you say that he's controlling the ball? The ball has come out of his hands. The ball has come out of his hands. You aren't controlling the ball on your wrist because otherwise you would have seen that try called last year and also the year beforehand. Why are we saying that even though he loses the ball because he's got his forearm on it, that's control? So if I'm holding the ball like this on the ground, is that a knock on in the middle of the field or not? It makes no sense. The commentary's saying the same thing. How can you call that as a try? How can you say there's control? Take that, Sam Walker, miss the kick, ball don't lie. That shouldn't be a damn well try. It shouldn't be a try. He's lost the control of the ball. But anyway, he missed the kick, so it's 6-4 to the Titans. Small says, I think his fingers were still touching if that was any merit. I don't think his hand was touching it at all. They're saying that because it's still on the forearm, his fingers aren't touching this at all. He loses control of this ball. You can see it right there. His fingers are off the ball, bro. His fingers aren't touching it there. No way, 100%. 1,000,000%. His fingers are not on the ball just there. They're saying because it's still on the forearm. That's ridiculous. Yeah, Best Sport, who's a passionate Roosters fan, said bro lost it. Like, oh, clearly. His hand is clearly not touching that. What are we talking about his fingers are touching? Anyway, second tackle there for the Roosters at the 25. That's ridiculous, man. Because the referee went up as a try, that's why they've given that. If it went up as a no try, they would have not given that. But at the end of the day, it was pretty clear that his hand had come off of the ball, and they've given the try on the basis that his wrist and his forearm is there. But how can you say that's control? Wasn't there a rule that you have to re-grip the ball if you've lost control from the hands? Neil says, Sharks fan here, so there is no bias. That try is absolutely cow shit. Exactly right. So Cherry Evans is going to kick that ball down to Keanu Kinney at the 5. At least we're still up by 2, but geez, you're frustrated. Keanu Kinney gets this ball to the 15 on first tackle. Retshu says, what the fuck was that? Whoever in the bunker is blind. It's just absolutely blind, bro. Blind. That a momentum killer as well. It is, but at the very least they've missed the kick, so we're still leading here. But you're just so frustrated that we're talking about that rather than the good performance the Titans have put in so far. We're talking about the bunker being the bunker again. Third tackle, Oliver Pascoe gives it across now, and they'll be at the 40 through Curtis Moore on 4th tackle. Expert says the ref can't see him losing that in 0.1 seconds on a weird angle of people trying to tackle him, but the bunker can clearly see the hand come away from the ball. Bunker, I don't know what it's doing, man. 47-metre gain, I'll take that. Zane Harrison's going to kick this ball down here to the 10, where Cody Ramsey brings his ball out to the 15 on first tackle. Ball don't lie, Titans will get one back in the last 6 minutes. I hope so, man. Do you like Pascoe at 9 better? I do, did I, Donald? Yeah, I do. I think the Pascoe at the 9, I still don't know if he's an 80-minute hookup, but Verrills wasn't producing for us outside of defense. We need a bit of go forward, man. And that's the way that Gold Coast teams like to play, with the go forward. So, yeah, I do absolutely prefer a bit of Oliver Pascoe. Third tackle now at the 50. Sam Verrills provides defensively, just not attacking wise. And also, again, for everyone who is unaware, I'm very aware the Titans should lose this game 13+. But either way, I've seen vast improvement with this new team early doors. Connor Watson taking out the 28 on fifth tackle. And Reece Robson to Sam Walker, back underneath to Tedesco. Tedesco throws it, hits the grass. They kick his ball through. And Jaden Campbell, one-handed pickup. Beautiful to 5, Titans ball. When it's a scoring situation, Bunker has to be held accountable to override on the field decision when there is clear evidence to overturn it. Yeah. Well, like, I don't see a single comment here in this chat that has said that was a try, by the way. And not a single comment. And there was Roosters fans. Sunday's a Roosters fan. Best Sport's a Roosters fan. There's not a single person here who said that should have been a try. The commentary didn't think that was a try. I didn't think that was a try. And yet the one person that actually matters is the one who said that it was a try. It's incredible. It really is. And this happens every week. Curtis Moran at the 25 gets the offload away to Counter Kenny. Counter Kenny, live away, gets the ball to the 33. Can't get the offload away this time, though. Fifth tackle, not a great set. Brian says that slide and one-hand pickup, not even looking. Beautiful stuff. So the Roosters will get this ball here at the 18, and they're going to bring it out through Cody Ramsey to the 25, to the 30 on first tackle. 5 minutes to go the first half. Shaka says they'll never ever be held accountable. No, they won't. WWE product, man. Second tackle here at the 40. I want to know what the Bunker's smoking. They're smoking the good stuff, mate. We are in Gosford. So third tackle, and it's Nat Butcher. He'll be at the 45. Yes, it is Adam G in the Bunker, Saccott. Yeah, it is. Out of Sam Walker. Sam Walker to Angus Crichton. Crichton gets the offload away to Sam Walker. Still third tackle here. Now it's fourth tackle through Celeste Fiketti at the 30. Roosters are starting to get that momentum back into this game. Reece Robson to Sam Walker. Sam Walker at the 25. Tedesco. Tedesco off to Savala, and that's a good run from Savala, but he'll be taken out of the 10 on fifth tackle. Jojo, he's got a good match up there. Slow pass there to Sam Walker. Difficult one here for Jenta Tamapo and Daniel Tupou. Tedesco is going to score in the corner. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. They're going to the bunker here. Maybe not. Maybe not. No try. Just confirm it's an obstruction. Okay. They're going to the bunker here to say that Kiana gets stopped on an obstruction. So they're saying Tedesco might be, I think maybe an escort obstruction. So Tupou, we know he's good for that. Oh, and then because Tupou's going to stand there and then Keanu's going to try and get across and maybe not. They're looking to see if Tupou maybe knocks this ball on into Tamapo, but I think that he's okay. Yeah, no, it's completely fine. It goes backwards there. And then Tupou stays there, and then he's going to block off the run there. Yep. And he's put his arm out too to block off Keanu. Yeah, this is a penalty, Titans. It's a penalty, Titans. He moves his arm there as well. This will 100% be a no try. It's a great dive by Kenny there, Cosstrip, but it is. Look, not only is he standing in the way, but then he puts his arm out as well to block off the run there from Keanu. It should be a no try. There's no way that you can say that Daniel Tupou, he stays there in the line, but then also he'll put his arm out here. Watch. Watch. But he's got his arm out to block the play. Oh, my God. They're going to call it as a try. They're going to call it as a try. Watch Daniel Tupou's right arm to block off Keanu Kenny from even having an attempt of James Tedesco there. Watch his right arm extend to block off the run from Keanu. Now, Keanu does dive, and you can claim the common sense and all that kind of shit. But at the end of the day, he has extended his arm to block off the run from Keanu Kenny. The bunker's fucked, bro. The bunker is fucked. First off, we see a try off of a knock-on for the Roosters, and then we've seen that Daniel Tupou has put his arm out and extended it. Regardless of how small it is, you have to have guaranteed evidence to overturn the on-field call of no try. They've said that it's incidental in regards to where Tupou ends up. I don't care about where Tupou ends up there. Look at him extend the arm as Keanu Kenny is coming around. How can you tell me that he doesn't extend the arm there to block off the run from Keanu Kenny? Sport Reaction says that's been a block all season. Now all of a sudden he's milked it. The Roosters have been given 2 bullshit tries here, dude. 2 absolutely horseshit tries. And Sam Walker is going to get the kick. Absolutely dog shit. You are a much better club and team than what the Titans are. And you are having to rely on the bunker to win this game right now. You are having to rely on the bunker to get over the line. It's bullshit. So only Luke Brooks can dive and it's called obstruction. I just don't understand how they can overturn the on-field call there. It doesn't make any sense. He has extended the arm as Keanu is trying to come around, and it was called a no try on the field. Fuck you, Adam G. That's what I'll say. Forget your grand final. Forget your one grand final that you had a fantastic game in, because this is absolutely dog shit from the bunker. You cannot tell me that that hasn't been called as an obstruction every single week. Every single week. All we ask for is consistency. The referee on the field called as an obstruction. You then proceed to overturn it despite the fact that you have seen his arm extend to block off the run from Keanu Kenny. In no well can you argue that you can overturn that call. Absolutely ridiculous. Second tackle here for the Roosters at the 25. 10-6 here to the Roosters. Adam G did well to get them over the Broncos last week as well. Ben says Adam G's gone Timu. Lagan says Adam G has had a crazy history so far with the Gold Coast. Just a knob, man. 4 tackle at the 42. Just a knob. 4 tackle. And now, the Roosters should blow this game apart now, mind you. They should blow this game apart. They really should, because they've been handed every bit of momentum into this game. Every single little bit. That's going to be a knock on there from the Roosters. It's going to be a 7 tackle set for the Titans at the 20 because it goes dead. It goes dead. Jacko says, oh, you're going to have to do way better than that, MVP Bull. Jacko says, new UFC 328 co-main event, Blaze vs Adam G. Guy's a clown, dude. You're right, bro, that was not a try. Wayne says, well, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, they've given it a try, but Adam G is a knob. First tackle at the 35. Just because he has one good grand final performance doesn't mean that he's unavailable for criticism outside of that. Second tackle now at the 42. Ed says, should have been an obstruction. You can't block anyone by any means. Correct, Edson. Correct. And it was called a no try. It was also called a no try on the field. The Titans left-hand side. Keanu Kenny, he'll get this ball to the 45 on third tackle. And like that, don't even start in regards to the knock-on for their first try with Robert Toya. 4 tackle now at the 45, minute 20 to go here the first half. Either way, I'm very happy with how the Titans have performed on an individual basis this first half. Keanu Kenny gets it out to the left-hand side to AJ Brimson. Brimson into the 30 to the 28 on fifth tackle. Cosgrove says, I know this pain all too well happens to all bottom teams. 100%, man. Titans hit this ball through. I think they said knock on Titans here, and Roosters ball at the 13. That's 0 tackle. Jim Masters, I hope these two clearly not tries don't kill the Titans' confidence. 100%, man, because that's what happens to the club over the years. As soon as they get a call against them, one call, let alone two, it will completely die in the arse, man. Completely die in the arse. But it's like the Roosters of all teams needing advantages from the officials. Are you serious? The Roosters, the team that's in third position, needs an advantage with the referees to beat a team that's currently in fourth last and finished second last year and fourth last for 3 years consecutive before that. You need the referees to beat that team. Unreal. 4 tackle now at the halfway point. Unreal. And you guys know I will not blame referees for Titans performances. Every single game so far this season, I've said the Titans have lost absolutely fair and square in every single one of them because they have not been good enough. But today I will absolutely criticise it and say we are only down 10-6 right now because the referees are dog shit. That's a knock on for the Roosters, but that's going to be half-time either way. That is a knock on, but it's going to be half-time either way. Adam G, you're a dickhead. All right, we're back. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, sorry guys. Long story short, I was saying, at the end of the day, I'm very happy with the We're getting into the stats. I'm very happy with the first half overall from the Titans' perspective. It's just very unfortunate that we are down because even though our average set distance right now probably isn't going to be good enough, and the Roosters will win the stats like they do every single week at half time, and the Roosters probably do take this away from here and win this game 13 plus. I've seen enough positive performance here from this Titans team in the first half to be happy with it because I genuinely believe we should be up 6-0. I genuinely believe we should be up 6-0 because the bunker is absolutely dog shit. The bunker is a moron. Adam G, straight up moron. Because there's no defense of what he's been calling here today at all. Dude, anyway, let's get into the stats here. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. As you guys know, on Titan streams, I'm very passionate for my team. When we do other games and other teams and whatnot, it's a lot more chill, a lot more, we have fun still, but it's very different, and I'll react without this kind of investment internally from myself. So just understand that when you are watching a Titan stream, this is how I am with my team, just like you are with your teams and whatnot. But we do have the Cowboys versus the Eels after this, which will be very different. But all right, let's get into the stats. So 10-6 to the Roosters at halftime. Debatable. Polytech Stadium in Gosford. Now the tries for the Roosters, debatable. Robert Toya, debatable. James Tedesco and Sam Walker 1 from 2. With the Titans, Chris Randall and Jaden Campbell being 1 from 1 on the conversions. You go to the possession. You've got 52% possession to the Roosters, 48% possession here to the Titans. So very, very even there. Slightly an advantage to the Roosters. But then we move across here to the time and possession. Sando agrees with the second try. Looking forward to that, Sando. Please explain to me. Please explain to me the extending of the arm and how that is not called as an obstruction when the original call was a no try on the field for an obstruction. So how do you overturn the extending of the arm from Daniel Tupou? Love to see it in the chat, Justin. Time possession, 14 minutes and 54 seconds here for the Roosters. 14 minutes and 12 seconds here for the Titans. That is 28 minutes. That is over 29 minutes of play. Amazing. 25 minutes is the threshold that you're looking for in regards to time possession. Over 29 minutes. 29 minutes, that's amazing stuff here in regards to this game. So you're getting to see, a solidly played out footy game. This is actually really solid in regards to the time and possession. We now go to the completion rate. 80% is what you're looking at here. 81% for the Roosters, 18 from 22 on the completion rate. That's very, very good. For the Titans, 80%, 17 from 21. That's very, very good. Both teams are completing at a good rate, not making too many errors, and especially for a team like the Roosters who have now come down to 80%, 17 from 21 because of that knock on at half time. Both teams at 80%. They're doing well. Both teams are doing well here in regards to the completion rate. Now, in regards to the runs, the Roosters are going to kill this department, and they do every week against every team. 115 runs for 1,111 run metres. That is 39 run metres behind the 10 metres in average per run. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn well good there for the Roosters. Whilst the Titans are at 88. Anytime you get past 1,000 metres and a half, you're great, and they're at 1,100. And then you got the Titans, 88 runs for 769 run metres. So roughly 350, 400 metres behind where the Roosters are at right now. And 98, 108, that is 26 runs less than what the Roosters have. They are about 110 metres behind the 10 metres in average per run per set, which is why I'm saying the average set distance isn't amazing, but the thing is the Roosters' average set distance is going to be absolutely incredible, 100%. So the Roosters are clearly winning this run meter department. Even if you try to equal it out with the runs on the board, you're probably getting to about 900 to 950 for the Titans, whilst they'd still be behind the 1,000. If you even it out, you'd probably be at 950, maybe 1,000, but at the end of the day, they're still behind the Roosters regardless. You go to the post-contact meters, 387 here for the Roosters, 286 here for the Titans. I'm going to reply to this for a second. Sundo says, they can go either. No, he said, let's just all agree the first try was a no try. And all I'm going to say is that there is more of an argument to make for the second try, and it could have gone either way. Disagree. But I will say that I will agree in regards to the first try being a knock on, absolutely. And it's good to see that you can admit that. But I'm going to push you here. I'm going to push you for an answer here. Explain to me how, if the call has been a no try on the field and Tupou has extended the arm into the way of Keanu Kenny as he's trying to get to Tedesco as the last play to defend him, I want you to explain to me how you can overturn that call and how you can say that's a 50-50 and how that there is an argument for it. Because if Tupou extends his arm, he's blocking off the run. You can't block off a run at any stage if you are not a part of the play there. He has come down. If you're saying that he comes down from the kick, he's got the ball, he's knocked it back, he's come down and landed there. I'm okay with the fact that he's landed in the way. The issue, however, is when he extends the arm into the path of Keanu Kenny when the on-field call was a no try. In what world can we ever say that there is anywhere near enough evidence to overturn that call? How on earth can you overturn a call where he extends his arm? I'll push you for it. I want to hear your answer for it. I want to hear your answer for why you can overturn an extension of the arm on an obstruction. I can't wait to hear the answer for that one, Sundo. Anyway, and I understand you're a Roosters fan, but I'm going to push you for the answers to that because it doesn't make any sense. Post-contact meters, 396 here for the Roosters compared to 286 here for the Titans. That makes complete sense. The Roosters are dominating this department in regards to post-contact meters. Line breaks, 1-1. Pretty good there for the Titans considering they haven't had as many run meters and they haven't had as much ball, but yet they're equal with line breaks. Tackle breaks is pretty good here for both teams. Like, Titans are a little bit over the average, but 18 tackle breaks here for the Roosters, 16 tackle breaks for the Titans. You would have expected more from the Roosters, but the Titans' defense has been pretty decent in that first half. You go to the average set distance, they were actually at 50 a moment ago, but they're now at 48.454. So you go 25 metres and under on the average set distance is pathetic, turn a stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting, 30 to 35 is underwhelming, 35 to 40 is hitting the marker, 40 to 45 is great, 45 to 50 is fantastic, and 50 plus is basically perfect. 48.54 here is a great category. That is fantastic. No, it's a fantastic category for the Roosters. They are killing it in regards to the run meters. They're killing it in regards to getting up the field. That is an amazing amount of run meters on an average set distance for the Roosters, and that's what's expected. Whilst the Titans are at 36.62, so a modest 36.62, but at least they've gone from the 25, 26 they were at one stage to 36.62 and get into the doing the job category. They're just moving the marker and just hitting the threshold. So not great there from the Titans, but it's also not bad. Whilst the Roosters, fantastic stuff, 12 metres above it. You go to the average play the ball speed. 3.19 seconds and below is extremely fast. 3.2 to 3.39 is fast. 3.4 to 3.59 is average. 3.6 to 3.79 is slow. 3.8 and above is extremely slow. 3.28 seconds for the Roosters is fast. That is a really quick play ball speed. Same with the Titans, 3.22 seconds. That is really, really quick. Sundo says, the argument for me is that they both contested the ball from the kick. Keanu contested the ball from the kick, did he? And Tupou was off balance, and that's why the arm extended. So in the motion of contesting it, he can't disappear, is what I can see. What are you talking about? Keanu Kenny is not contesting for the ball. Keanu Kenny is not the one up in the air of the ball. That's Jensen Taumapo. You're thinking about two completely different players here. Jensen Taumapo is over there. Daniel Tupou was landed here. I'm not complaining about where he lands. The arm being extended into Keanu Kenny has absolutely nothing to do with what you just talked about. Absolutely zero in regards to the contest. Keanu Kenny wasn't contesting the ball. What are you talking about? Keanu Kenny is not contesting for the ball. That's Jensen Taumapo contesting for the ball alongside Tupou. Tupou then lands in the way of Keanu Kenny. Not complaining about that. He extends the arm into Keanu Kenny as Tedesco is coming through to score the try. What are we talking about in regards to the contest of the ball? What are we talking about? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's go into the offloads. 12-5 to the Roosters and offloads. That's fantastic there for Sydney. That's a lot of offloads. They're really pushing the ball away. You go into the kick defusal, 33% here for the Roosters, 75% here for the Titans. And then we go to the effective tackle percentage. And the ineffective tackles are hurting the Titans right now. So 89.55% here for the Roosters. 85% and below is awful. 85% to 88% is underwhelming. 88% to 90% is hitting the marker. And 90% and above is essentially perfect. Kenny did contest for the ball, or he at least went up for it. Kenny is at the back, though. Jensen Taumapo is the one who went up for it. Jensen Taumapo is the one who went up for that ball. Keanu Kenny's at the back here. Am I remembering incorrectly? If I'm remembering incorrectly, I'll put my hand up and say I apologise, but Keanu Kenny is at the back here, and Tupou has come here. Best Sports says Kenny took a dive, you've got to admit that. It doesn't matter. That's completely irrelevant to the conversation. At the end of the day, if he extends his arm, he extends his arm. It has nothing to do with the dive because we say that all the time. I don't like that Keanu Kenny dived, but at the end of the day, that does not matter. That has absolutely no relevance in regards to what the call should be. If he extends the arm, he extends the arm. What's that got to do with Keanu Kenny diving? Also, we see that from Tedesco all the time. Are you complaining about James Tedesco doing it all the time? We see that from guys like Angus Crichton all the time. We see that from guys like Victor Radley all the time. We see that from a lot of these Roosters players all the time, but are we complaining about that? No, we're not. We're saying that, because Keanu Kenny dived, that means that null and voids the extending of the arm. You're off your rocker. You're off your rocker if you are saying that because Keanu Kenny dived, which he does dive, but also at the end of the day the arm is extended, he's dived because the arm has extended, which shows that the extended arm is there, which means that it should be a penalty for an obstruction. No? Would you argue that, Best Sport? I look forward to that one. If Kenny has dived, which you have said, why has he dived? Has he seen that there's been an obstruction there? Has he seen that the arm has been extended? So are you admitting the arm extends and blocks him off from the run, which forces him to dive? I look forward to it. Anyway, let's get back into these stats. So effective tackle percentage, 89.55% is quite high in the hit the market category, 88% to 90%. That is quite high, getting close to the great category. Not quite there though. 180 tackles made is on the upper end of the 160 to 180 typical average. 16 missed tackles is in the middle of the 15 to 17 on an average missed tackles count. And ineffective tackles is average of 5 to 7. So they're on the 5. That is the lower average. So 21 bad tackles with 180 tackles made is pretty good. And then we move to the Titans, 85.83%. So they're in the underwhelming category. They are still having a few missed tackles and quite a few ineffective tackles. 206 tackles made is a lot of tackles made. That's well above the average of 160 to 180 that you see. 18 missed tackles is above the average of 15 to 17. And then the ineffective tackles is 16, which is a lot. 5 to 7 average ineffective tackles. They're at 16. So 21 bad tackles for the Roosters compared to 34 bad tackles for the Titans. That's a pretty big gap there. So that's why you are seeing the Titans with that poor effective tackle percentage, but they've had to make quite a few more tackles, 26 more tackles than the Roosters. You go to the negative play, both teams kind of equal each other out here. 3 and below is really good, 4 to 6 is average, 7 above is awful. 5 errors here for the Roosters on the average, 6 errors for the Titans on the higher of the average. They're both pretty much essentially the same thing there. So it's not great here from both teams, but it's also not too bad as well. Like, you don't want to go into as 7 and above is awful. Titans are close, Roosters aren't too far away. It's actually a pretty good half there for the Roosters errors wise, because usually they make a lot more errors than that. Now, penalties conceded, 5 against the Roosters, 2 against the Titans. Should be 3. Ruck infringements is 3-1 against the Titans there, and on reports it's 1-1. So you look through the stats there and you go, the Roosters win the stats at halftime every single week. Every single week. I could have literally laid my life on the line for this week for them to win the stats, and they absolutely did that. And they do it every single week. Even against teams like the Panthers, they actually won a lot of the stats despite being down by a significant margin at halftime. And against Manly, when they were down, they still led the stats at halftime. Against the Warriors, they led the stats at halftime. And then, obviously, the second half can play it however it does. But the Roosters are a very clinical team when they have the ball. But you've got to appreciate, let's ignore the controversy. Let's ignore that controversy for a second in regards to both the Roosters' tries. You've got to appreciate what the Titans are doing regardless. They have changed their entire team around. And whilst we will be critical in regards to officiating and the calls that are being made here today, on an individual level, the Titans, whilst not playing exceptional footy, are holding out against a Roosters team that has been absolutely putting a score through teams recently. They scored 38 points past the Broncos last week in the first half. Well, today they only scored 10, and very dubious at that too, mind you. But today they've scored 10 in comparison. They did struggle in the first half against the Sharks and came home like a train. I would fully expect the Roosters to win this game 13 plus, guys. I really would. I'm not unrealistic in that sense. I just think that it should be 6-0 at halftime. Gary says, inconsistent refs, was UFC, he'll be fired. Scott says, Cleary got blocked off, got called a try, and now Tupou ended up being consistent. What are you even talking about? Brenton says, Kenny did, Ben says, goodness me, this match is stressing me out even. Jetson says, in my opinion, Tupou put his arm out because he was off balance coming down from the jump. You can see it in his feet. Well, look at it again. So as Tupou comes down here, I'll listen to the argument, but as Tupou comes down here, he gets like a 1-2 second before he extends the arm there. And also, why is it that he's extended the arm directly into the path of Keanu Kenny? Why has he extended the arm directly into the arm of Keanu Kenny? If he's trying to balance, surely you're using both arms. No, instead, the arm has come directly into the path of Keanu Kenny. So are we saying that is just because of balance or because he's trying to get the play? Is he trying to block off the play? I would disagree. I would say that if he had an immediate, as soon as his feet touch the ground, he's trying to get his balance, he puts his arms out like this, that would make sense. But he's put his one arm out that directly involves itself in blocking off the player that could have made a tackle on it. Well, again, I think Tedesco scores regardless, but that's not the point. And that's not what we see consistently every single week. I think him diving helped the bunker decide to award the try, to be honest. Well, that shouldn't matter, though. But you're right, I've seen those tries not given. It shouldn't matter, though. It should not matter in regards to what Keanu Kenny does there. It should not matter. So anyway, the second half has started here, and Keanu Kenny's going to get this ball off to Mwaki Fotuaika, who'll bring this ball out here to the 15 on first tackle. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, and subscribe if you're new around here. At the end of the day, whether a player dives or not is down to what your opinions are in regards to on their authenticity in the game. That shouldn't decide whether something is a penalty or not. It really shouldn't have anything to do with it. It should be on the merit of the penalised play. It shouldn't be on the player. And I'll say that about every single team, every single game. It's not, the diving is annoying. However, if it is a penalty, it is a penalty, regardless of what that player does. So 4th tackle now for the Titans at 33. Would you disagree with that notion? That's all I ask. Keanu Kenny brings this ball now to the 40 on 5th tackle. Give the bloke a thumbs up, your bludgers. Nate says, work smarter, not harder. So the Titans will kick this ball away from their own 40 on fifth tackle. Good kick from Jaden Campbell. Down to the 13. And it's going to be Cody Ramsey who brings this ball out to the 30 on first tackle now. First tackle at the 30. I can't disagree with that. Exactly. Cosgrove says Kenny had every right to dive. Exactly right, but again, it has nothing to do with what Keanu Kenny does there. At the end of the day, it's a penalisable action. So that's second tackle here for Sydney at the 40 on their own side of the field. They give it off to Angus Crichton, and Crichton's now going to be at the 45 on third tackle. Best sport, if Tupou was in the way, it really doesn't matter whether he knew he was going to make the tackle or not. So fourth tackle now for the Roosters, and they're going to bring this ball now to the 45 on fourth tackle. Reece Robson goes quickly. He goes out to the left-hand side, nearly loses the ball, but he keeps it. He'll be at the 30 now on fifth tackle. Just don't let it blow out here, lads. 62-minute gains, a really good game there. Again, the Roosters are making very, very easy meters. Now the Titans go up for it at the... No, they're going to let the ball bounce. Oh, luckily it bounced into Jojo's hands, and it's going to be at the 11 now on first tackle. Yeah, Titans coach Josh Hanna really happy with his side of first half. Exactly right. I agree with Josh there. Jake Duke saying this on the sideline. You'd be very happy with the fact that we're still competing in this game. Even though there's still a lot to improve on, we're still competing in the game. I just saw... Yeah, I don't care about him. Full tackle now at the 35. And they're going to roll this ball back to Oliver Pascoe. And get it off to Chris Randall. And Chris Randall now gets his ball to the 45 on fifth tackle. 35-metre gain. Still not that great. At least it's hitting the threshold, but still not that spectacular there from the Gold Coast. Therefore, the forwards need to really turn up a bit more here. Absolutely. Tedesco is going to bring this ball to the 25 now on first tackle. Sam Walker to Daniel Tupou, and Daniel Tupou brings this ball out now to the 40 on second tackle. 45 again. They're making way too many easy meters here. It's just too easy in regards to them getting field position in this game. Siwa Wong, he'll be the 45 on the Titans side of the field. Way too easy in regards to field position in this game. And 6 again. They're going to get an attack and set here. They may even score pretty quickly. Cody Ramsey nearly gets through. He'll be taken down to the 30 now on first tackle. Realistically, you should be looking at a Roosters just buddy putting a score past his second half. It'd be disappointing if he didn't, Roosters fans. And Thomas says, with Cook likely heading to Super League, who else in the NRL should head to England to finish their career? Probably not the right stream to ask me that question. Maybe ask me on the Cowboys versus Eels game, man, because obviously I'm quite focused on my team here in this game. But Cowboys-Eels, I'm definitely, especially with the quality of that game, I'm very happy to talk about kind of whatever there. 4 tackle at the 5. Hope you understand. It's just I'm too pretty heavily invested in this one at the moment. Reece Robson, Sam Walker kicks this ball through. Kenny picks it up. Get out. Go, Keanu. Wow, Keanu. Oh, but he'll still get taken in goal. Oh my gosh, that's strong from Keanu, dude. What a run out of the in goal, and he gets stopped at the 2. That's fantastic there from Keanu. That's fantastic run from Keanu to get out of the in goal. Jaden Campbell now at the 10 on second tackle. And now they'll be at the 20. And then for him to get through the tackle there of, I think, Nat Butcher and Connor Watson as well to get out of the in goal, which is unreal. So just watching it again, I can definitely see where you're coming from, but I don't know, need to hear the reasoning again from the bunker as to why it wasn't given. There has to be some rule. Again, your opinion is your opinion, bro. Like, I'm not having a crack at you, and you know how these streams operate. The issue is that the call on the field was a no try. It wasn't called as a try. So the fact that we're even debating this rules it out. Oh, great tackle there from Phil Sami and Cody Ramsey. Well done to keep that ball there at the 25 on first tackle. If you have any question, not you, in general, if a call is called a no try on the field, you need 100% guaranteed evidence to call it a try. And vice versa. If it's a call to try on the field, you need 100% guaranteed evidence to call it a no try. The issue is that we have such an adamant and vehement response to how they've overturned the call here. But if you can even have any slight question or discussion around it, you can't overturn the call. That is the biggest issue in regards to this. We can talk to days about extending the arm and balance, all that kind of stuff. The issue is that he's overturned the on-field call. And yet there are questions to be asked. And if there are questions to be asked, you cannot overturn the call. Second tackle here. Do you know what I mean? So at the 15, Keanu's been good here today. Just joined the stream. Didn't expect it to be this close. Have Roosters been poor? Have Titans been playing well? Titans should be up 6-0 here for you, Dad. Max Honey says, head on from France. Get around you, Max Honey. So they go to the right-hand side, and Keanu Kinney gets his ball to the 35, gets the offload away. Zane Harrison, Jojo Fafita is away here at the 35. He's at the 40. Good run to the 45 with 4 tackle. Bunker 10, Titans 6. 100% in 8th. Moran out to Jaden Campbell. Good pass, AJ Brimson. AJ Brimson gets away from 1 tackle. He's still going here, and he'll be taken down at the 45 on the Roosters side of the field. Oliver Pascoe to Jaden Campbell, and Campbell's going to whack that ball up high in the air. The line is decent from the Titans. They're not looking for a chase, and Tedesco's just going to get taken down here at the 15 on first tackle. How's Zane Harrison been? Been very impressed with his kicking game. Obviously, it's his first game in the NRL, and can't expect a great deal against this Roosters team, but his kicking game has been unreal for mine anyway. Third tackle here for the Roosters. They're going to be at the 30, especially considering the Roosters have been making a lot of metres per set. I mean like 50 metres per set on a minimum, which is showing that if they're making 50 metres per set and they're only getting 10 points, and controversially at that too, it means we're kicking the ball down deep and forcing them out of their own end for the most part, which shows to you the kicking game has been pretty good there for the Titans. So Keanu Kinney's going to grab this ball here at the 10 under no pressure. He's going to get this ball to the 15, to the 20. Good run from Keanu, taken down. Good little sneaky run. And they'll go to Philip Sami, and Philip Sami now to the 25 to the 30 on second tackle. Footy Dads is one of the sports betting companies has Sam Walker to outscore the Titans at $3 odds. Well, he missed a kick as well. Right now it'd be 6-2. However, again, it's bunker 10, Titans 6. 32.5 minutes left here. Oliver Pascoe to Curtis Moran. Short ball to Bo Firma. Hold the ball, please. Hold the ball, please. Hold the ball, please. Take another 45-4 tackle. Oliver Pascoe to Mikey Fodawaker. Good strong run here from Mo. Massive run from Mo to the 40 on the Roosters side of the field. Okay, another high kick here and put some pressure on the kick, please. Adam Fury says, if Titans loses by 10 or less, I can't imagine the backlash. The Roosters are going to cop backlash for needing the bunkers' help in this game anyway. Fit tackle at the 40. Not the Roosters' fault, by the way. It's not the Roosters' fault. But I just know how fans think. And Cody Ramsey grabs his ball at the 12. And good line. Takes him down to 15. First tackle. I know how NRL fans think. It'll be like, oh, Roosters had to cheat to win. It's like, no, they didn't. It's not the Roosters' fault. It's the officials' fault. It is solely on Adam G in regards to the bunker. Solely on Adam G. It's not on the Roosters. Oh, Siwa Wong's right through the line there. Siwa Wong's right through the line there. Back onto the inside. Great tackle from, I think, Jaden Campbell. Oh, no, and Savala's still gotten away here. Savala's still going, taking out the 15th, third tackle. Get back quickly, lads. Get back quickly, lads. Oh, no, they're going to score, aren't they? Sam Walker, quick passing. Gets it off to Toya, and Toya's going to score. Oh, man, well, they break away and they will score there, Robert Toya. That's his first legitimate try of the day here, Robert Toya. Ben says, we also have to remember, and I know the Broncos have some players out, but the Chooks kept them to 24-0 in the first half. The fact that this is now a low scoring is pretty impressive for the Titans. No, I'm happy with how the game's played out for the most part, but score is 4-6 the Roosters with a kick to come. But that is a legitimate try. That's a fine try there. Siwa Wong breaks through the line. Chris Randall and I can't see who misses the other part of the tackle, but Jaden Campbell, good chase back there for Hugo Savala, but unfortunately couldn't complete the tackle, and then he just gets away and gets another extra 15 or so metres, and I'm not too sure who makes that tackle there. Maybe Bo, maybe Chrissy Randall, I'm not sure. Yeah, it was Bo Firma, but then they just pass the ball up to right inside. As soon as you make a breakaway like that in modern game, you're going to score immediately if you just spread the ball out wide. Justin Savage says, you're a true footy fan. Good on you, bro. I'm 63, but I love this game, but it has to be played fairly. I'm hearing you, it's bullshit, ruins a good game. It does ruin a good game. Like, at the end of the day, if the Roosters beat us, I predicted the Roosters to win this game 13+, despite being a Titans fan. Like, I'm very aware of how this game should play out, and it definitely still could play out like that. But you want them to do it the right way. You know, you want to be beaten fair and square. That's why when the South Africa incident in the cricket happened, not a single Australian defended that at all. We held our team accountable because we don't care about losing. Like, we do care about losing, but we don't ultimately care about losing if we lost to the better team. And again, the Roosters ultimately should be the better team. But as long as the game is played out fair and square, as a true Australian and a true part of our culture, you can accept the loss on a legitimate note that you were just simply outbeaten. You know, you have to take it that way. And for 9 rounds, or 8 rounds, because we've had a bye, but for 8 rounds this season, I've said, like, dead set when we've lost. We lost because we weren't good enough. Today, this should be for 6-6. Like, this should be for 6-6 right now. And he says, do you think Zane will be the Titans halfback for the rest of the year? He should be the Titans halfback for the next 3 to 4 years minimum. And Sam Walker misses the kick, so it stays an 8-point game. How about Sam Walker doesn't miss, eh? Tomlock says, going off last week, RTS no try. Avalanche was tackled. They running straight through where Cooper Bye was. Yeah, they're talking about controversy over Robert Toy's first try, but no doubt about that one. But anyway, that is Roosters 14, Titans 6. Unless you're a Bulldogs fan, then it's Riding and Flares and Belmore. They're running straight through where Cooper Bye was. We will take Adam G in a trade for Liam Moore. No. I just want to... I don't want to trade. I just want to release. That's what I want to do. I just want to release. So first tackle for the Roosters at the 18. I don't want Liam Moore. I don't want Adam G. We'll send them both to the dumpster. Second tackle here at the 30. Siwa Wong to Reece Robson. And for all the Roosters fans here, again, you know that I'm actually a big believer in your team this year, and I will compliment you quite heavily most weeks. But obviously, just a reminder, you are playing my team here today, so you're not going to get that positive commentary that you would typically see. But I'm doing my best to tell you when something is legitimate. Like, again, that last try was legitimate. As soon as you broke away through Siwa Wong, that's great. It's very difficult to sit here and, compliment the opposition team at when you are doing it. But I do my best. I just understand that when you're watching these streams. But I know the regular viewers understand. So Terry Evans kicks that ball up to the 5. Oh, Tedesco. That's an amazing catch, mate. That's an amazing catch. He nearly scored that. If he had scored that, that would have been an unbelievable try from Tedesco. But it's a no try. That's just a nice way of saying screw the Roosters. Well, today, screw the Roosters. 100%, I'll say it today. Screw the Roosters today, but also when we're not playing them, and I don't have like an issue. We don't want Liam Moore with his 4.5 second play the ball bullshit. We definitely do not want that muppet. Roosters will just go out in straight sets of week 1 again anyway. I disagree. I believe this team has a chance of winning the comp. The Titans, Jensen Talmapo gets his ball to the 13 on second tackle. And now Moeki Fodawaker, he'll get this ball to... It gets an offload away to Keanu Kenny. He'll then pass it across here to Zane Harrison. Harrison off to Jojo for feeder. And Jojo with a big run to the 30 on third tackle. Again, our problem today has been the set distance. But 6 again, that's massive. And Keanu Kenny will get this ball and bring it to the 40 on first tackle. That's massive. Stay in this game. It's only an 8-point game right now. Just keep on cracking on here, Gold Coast. Chris Randall gets this ball to the 50 at second tackle. Don't forget we have Cowboys versus Eels right with this. Zane Harris at the back here to Keanu Kenny, and Keanu will be taken out at the 43 on third tackle. Rolls it back to Pascoe. They'll go shorthand side here, off to Adama Howe on the field. Adama Howe, big run. Need a big one from him this week because last week was poor against the Raiders. Jojo for feeder. He'll get it across to Chris Randall. Randall and Mikey Fodawaker. Then off to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison, short ball through the... No fucking way did AJ Brimson knock that ball on. No way. No way has AJ Brimson knocked that ball on. No way. No way. No, I don't believe it. Oh, no way. No way has one of our most experienced players in the game just thrown away a guaranteed try assist for our debutant rookie. He is through the line through an incredible ball from Zane Harrison. He drops it cold. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe that AJ Brimson has just knocked that ball on. I actually just refuse to believe what I've just seen. I refuse to believe what I've just seen. I refuse to believe that you have just cost Zane Harrison that amazing try assist, end us being back in the game by 2 points, dropping the ball cold when he gave you the coldest ball through the line. Oh, that's infuriating to watch from an experienced player. That's infuriating to watch from a player that wants to be our captain and feels like he can demand spots in this team. You feel like you can demand spots in this team. You've just dropped a ball cold. Doesn't matter where you are in the team. You just dropped that ball cold. Nobody there. You were through the line. Oh, so that's infuriating to watch from AJ. And what a ball from Zane. Fourth tackle at the 28. They kick this ball over the top. And that'll be Oliver Pascoe who gets the ball back here at the 3, first tackle. Clodrip says, like the K retry being disallowed because the decoy just decided to stop running in the middle of the defensive line. Second tackle now at the 30, at the 10, sorry. It really ticks me off, that knock on from AJ. That really ticks me off. 25 metres out from their own line. Look at all the youngsters playing here today, and look what they're doing. Fourth tackle out to 35. Chris Randall out the back now to Zane, then off to Keanu Kenny. He steps, nearly gets through. He'll be taken up to 45. Good tackle there from Sam Walker. Otherwise, Keanu was away. Now, Zane Harrison. Jeez, he's had a good game here today. You got to understand where I've been coming from for a year and a half. He's had a good game here today. J-Dawes says, flashbacks to that drop try years ago when Brimo passed the forehand against the Bulldogs. Yeah, got pissed off at me about that, by the way, too. I was down there, and after the game, I complained to the club about me. I said to him after the game, I was like, and it just as a general discussion point at the buses, I just said, like, did you think that there was a Bulldogs player on you when you passed the ball or something like that? And anyway, he got offended by that. And the next minute, club buddy Denwell gives me a call saying, why are you having a crack at the players? And I said, no, I'm not having a crack. I'm just asking a genuine question because it is a question that deserves being answered. And if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer the question. But at the end of the day, grow up. Grow up. If you can't answer that question, it's a pretty simple question. Did you think somebody was on you? Did you think you had to force the ball away? Anyway, that is what it is. I don't know why my WatchNRL.com has gone down here. Jack Lewis says, you ever been to Gosford? Yes, I have. All right, let's move this to... So I'm just trying to get this game back up here. For some reason, the WatchNRL.com just, went down. I hope I'm not really missing anything right now. It's still down right now. Laurie says, fill your blades with calls are not going your way and then trying to get back in the game and drop the ball. Exactly right. One of the more experienced players in the team too, mind you. Okay, we're back underway. Titans with the ball now on second tackle at our own 25. They get the ball off to Jensen Tamalpo. Either way, I'm happy with how the Titans have performed in this game on an individual level, regardless of how this game pans out from the rest of it. It's showing a lot of promise. Zane Harrison after Jaden Campbell. Short ball, Bo Firma is right through. Go. Keanu. Oh, Cody Ramsey, great chase. He'll be taken up to 20. Now spread it quickly. Go. Get up, play the ball, go right. No, you don't go left-hand side. AJ Brimson taking up to 5. No, you don't go short side. On a breakaway, please, I beg teams to understand, go open side every time. Every time, go open side. Why do you go short side where the ball is? Oh, dude, this happens every week with every team. Look at last night's game, for example. The Dolphins, they make a breakaway down the right-hand side of the field. The defense comes across the right side of the field. Guess what? They pass the ball out left. They score immediately. Pass the ball to the opposite side of the field. Do not go to the short side of the field on a breakaway. Holy shit. NRL, how are we still trying to figure this out? Look at the Roosters defense on the left-hand side of the field compared to the right-hand side of the field. They had 5 on 5 on the right-hand side. They were done for numbers on the other side. I think they might have had 6 on 5 on the right-hand side. And that's going to go over the sideline. Oh my God, Keanu. Oh, no, they're losing the game for themselves now. Keanu's just knocked the ball over the sideline here. He's asking to challenge it. Don't challenge it because I think it's right. They're going to challenge this and they're going to be wrong. Please tell me he's put his foot on the line or something like that. Are you a paying customer of the club not allowed to question a player? This is a big reason as to why I left, by the way. Please tell me that goes out. Please tell me it goes out. Yeah, it does. Okay, thank God. Yeah, that goes out. So it's gonna be our ball still. Good challenge from Keanu. I actually don't know why the touch he called that. Yeah, it definitely hit the line first there with that slow motion. It's like Titans have had their opportunities, but it's too close, too fast scenario. Paul Matthew says, 9 now down. Oops, problem though, Watchy. Yeah, well, WatchNRL.com just briefly went down for a moment just then too, but it's sweet now. Oh, but shut up, clown. 22 minutes to go here at the game. And Jojo Fafita is going to get this ball to the 15 on first tackle. Can you get KO or is it region locked? Well, WatchNRL.com is essentially KO, but no, KO is region locked, yeah. KO is region locked. But WatchNRL.com is pretty much just KO, but for international. It's actually really good. That should be a 6 again. Yep, thank you. That's 6 again here for the Titans at the 25, and it's a penalty as well. Come on, penalty to the Titans. We're only down by 8. Score a try, and we're still on here. Oh my gosh, WatchNRL.com is having buddy hiccups right now. It's not internet because obviously this stream's working well and I'm seeing everything in the chat, but for some reason, WatchNRL.com's having a few issues right now. So maybe it is like a kind of NRL wide thing. As in like people saying 9 now down and stuff. Well, WatchNRL's having a few problems. How's the official get that wrong? Obviously on the line, these challenges just expose the refs need to get Specsavers. Yep, come on Titans, get back in the game. Come on, get back in the game. All right, so Titans ball here, first tackle at the 44. Oh my gosh, what's happening with WatchNRL.com? Are you guys having problems too? It keeps freezing up. I don't understand what's happening right now. I do not understand what is happening right now. Oh, no, it's back on now. But now I've got to click on go live. I'm going to be a couple of tackles behind. So third tackle for the Titans at the 30. They go to Jaden Campbell, then off to Chris Randall. Chris Randall's going to be 25 minutes away now. Fourth tackle, 20 minutes to go here, the game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Peter S. Zane Harrison's been unreal today. Keanu Kenny, short ball in the line. Oh, it's a forward pass. Forward pass there from Keanu, and it's going to be Roosters ball at the 15. Zane Harrison absolutely deserves his spot today. Nelson says, Cooper Bye subbed off in the 20th minute and still hasn't come back. Yeah, very weird there, because Cooper did start off this game very well, in my opinion. I don't understand why he wouldn't have come back on. Well, there's still plenty of time to go here. Still 20 minutes left. In my opinion, this game is currently 6-6 as well. Oliver's having a heaps better game than Verrills. Oh, Oliver Pascoe's been unreal today for mine. Again, I'm very happy with how this game's played out regardless of what happens here. Very happy. All right, so second tackle here for the Roosters, and they're going to be at the 35 on their own side of the field. Reece Robson to James Tedesco, and Tedesco gets taken down at the 42 on third tackle. Everyone says Zane Harrison has to retain his spot next week. Seppo says, not enough training. Who's not enough training? Who's not enough training? I really hope that you're not a Roosters fan trying to suggest like, oh, well, the Titans haven't trained enough to win this game. It's like, that makes absolutely zero sense in any planet ever. Fifth tackle now at the 20. But if you're talking about Cooper Bye, is that who you're talking about? Because otherwise, that's the only way that could make sense. Otherwise, it's just a stupid comment. So fifth tackle now for the Roosters. They're at the 15. Sam Walker to Tubo. You'd expect him to catch this. Yep, there you go. Try. Knew that was coming a million miles away. Knew that was coming a million miles away. So it's going to be 18 points to 6 here to the Roosters with a kick to come. And I called it immediately. As soon as that ball was going out Tubo's way that he was going to go up for that ball and get the ball for a try. But either way, you're not going to see me criticise this Titans performance. Paul Matthew says, the end times, no NRL, one of signs of apocalypse. What are you now talking about? My stream in China having no issues for once. Are you on watchnrl.com too, Sunday, or are you using like a VIP box? But 1860 with a kick to come, Roosters. As Hicks Ankle says, Keanu Kenny and Titans to win 1 of 12. Left to go for $260 if I hit 10 for you. Well, good luck with a 1 of 12, man. It's going to be difficult. But Daniel Tubo goes over, and it's 18-6 with 18 minutes to go. The bunker bullshit changed the game. Unfortunately, Sean, it did. But like at the end of the day, I still would have believed the Roosters were going to win this game. Either way, the Roosters were going to win this game. However, it's disappointing because this would have been to take the lead. You know, it would have been to make it 10 points to 6 with the kit to come. Yeah, VIP. Yeah, okay. That's what I was expecting Sunday. Chris Randall scored for the Titans United. Small Buddha says, KO usually tell for me perfectly fine recently. This is the first time I've ever had a problem with watchnrl.com. At the end of the day, the Chooks had some controversial tries in the first half, and Gold Coast put up a fight. Harrison is an improvement. Harrison's a massive improvement. Zane has been massive in the 7 today. 17 and a half minutes to go here in the game. I couldn't give a fuck about the Rooster, man, or the Broncos dance right now up the bunnies. I'm currently watching the Titans play as if you're going to get me to answer one of those right now. Are you serious? What are we doing? 17 minutes to go of a Titans-Roosters game, and you want me to answer a question that involves the Roosters' celebrations? And they'll miss a kick. So we'll say 18-6. Sam Walker doesn't miss, apparently. 18-6, 2 converted tries, the difference. United says, who scored a try for the Titans? I'll put 500 on him. Oh, who... Chris Randall scored the try today so far, but like who to put on a try? I'd back in like a... I'll still back in a JC. JC? Yeah, I'll go JC. We are playing with lots of kids that came through our academy this year, and we're having a good season. They play with passion and pride, unlike some of our senior players last year. We are playing with a lot of kids that came through our academy this year. Are you talking about Titans or Roosters here? I'm sure you're talking about Titans, Gary. You talking about Titans? Just to confirm. And we're having a good season. Titans aren't having a good season. So if you're talking about the Roosters, well, debatable in regards to playing with a lot of the... What? You're saying that you're playing through a lot of kids from your academy? Okay, United, I've answered your question like 400 times now, bro. If you haven't heard it, that's on you, brother. They get the offload away, second tackle, Reece Robson at the 50, and they'll be at the 45 now on third tackle. Loss is a loss, but we have definitely improved. Should be a close game. Either way, man, I'm happy with this game. I'm not complaining about the game. Okay, can we time out United? He's getting a bit annoying. I've responded to your comment like 700 times, mate. We don't need to... Yeah, time him out. He's spamming now. So fourth tackle here at the 30, and it's going to be Nafahu White who rolls his ball back. Brent says, I just need Jojo or Savala to score for my multi. Already got Toya or JC, Teddy Tupou. T's will be close. Tedesco down to the 20 now on fifth tackle. Okay, I'm talking about my club, Warrington. Oh, what a random comment. What a random comment. And Titans get the ball, goes backwards, and Phil Sami brings it out to the 10 on first tackle. Is it a knock on Roosters or knock? No, it's knocked back from Kiana, they said. So we need to get this ball hit at the 15 on second tackle. 16 minutes to go. It's still only a 12-point game because Sam Walker's missed his kicks. They go to Jojo for feeder. And Jojo's going to be at the 25 now on third tackle. And Coop Blythe's back on the field, by the way. Tino to the 33. I will say Coop should have probably played more minutes. And good run from Oliver Pascoe to the 50. Oliver Pascoe's probably been one of our better players today. Why didn't the Titans do this weeks ago in regards to the lineup? Because they wanted to give players a chance. Whether you agree with it or not, they didn't want to put in Zane too early. But now you're starting to realise why you need to stop being, not you, but you need to stop being scared about the future. And I would say the Titans have been scared about the future. Ref had no idea in calls play on. They owe you guys anyway. Roosters now at the 40. Second tackle. At the very least, we're not going to concede 50 here today. Which it was entirely possible. So at least we're not going to be going below like any other team on point. Just hopefully the Storm don't win by too much against the Tigers. Fourth tackle at the 35. I would rather you win this week, Tigers fans. Sherry Evans taking out the 25 on fifth tackle. Andrew says, hey, hope all is good. I've not caught as many games. Work's been a lot. There you go. KRsport says, you think from the Titans needs to stand up for the Titans to win? I'm not expecting a win here today. WatchNRL.com has frozen again here. Again, I don't know why it is. It's not my side of things. It's clearly their side of things because obviously the stream is going smoothly. At least it's not a dog slide performance. Bro, what? Completely opposite. Dog's performance has nothing to do with this. Those same shit players from last year, kids have all gone well. Yeah, kids have all gone well. We're back in the game, by the way, if AJ scores that try from that Zane Harrison pass. We're right back in the game. But he just drops the ball cold and completely screws us in regards to momentum too. We've already had calls go against us, and then we have one of our more experienced players, who goes and knocks the ball on like that. You're just fuming. Footy Sigma's not happy about something. Go Robert Toya. They're 5 minutes away from the line, fourth tackle. Haven't watched much Chooks games, but DC have been real quiet. DC's been good in these last couple of games, but just not this one, really. Victor Radley, fifth tackle, now 4 metres away from the line. And now it's Reece Robson on last tackle. Crichton at the back to Reece Robson. Kicks his ball through. There's a try time. Hugo Savalla will score, and I'll be 22-6 here with the kick to come. Either way, I'm pretty happy with this. Footy Sigma, who are you saying that to? Who are you saying fuck off your dog to? You saying that to me, or are you saying that to somebody else in the chat? Can't believe Cooper is only just back on the field now. Agree, Aries Light. Why bother starting him if he's going to spend most of the game on the bench? 100% agree. It made no sense in regards to Hane's placement of Cooper Blythe today. Multi here. How much did he win, Brendan? Get around it. That's someone's betting. That's right. Yeah, he needs Savala. Savala will score. Too easy for the Chookies. Wait, you're saying this game has been too easy for the Chooks, Nelson? The try was easy, but you're saying this game has been too easy for the Chooks, and we're watching the same game here. Edge defense a positive for the Titans. Either way, the scoreline probably blows out here, but at the end of the day, this has been a positive performance from the Titans. It's just getting away from them now. So, Footy Sigma, yeah, I'm going to expect a response because if it was directed at me, I'm just going to hide it from the channel, bro. He mentioned a 50 time out. Me? I can talk about it. You guys can't. Vance says Titans played so well but letting themselves down. Now, they are letting themselves down a little bit now, but this is what happens when the game gets away from you. Again, they had a chance to get back in the game, and then AJ Brimson decides to drop the ball. Hey, by the way, maybe he'll go and complain to the club about me again if I ask him about why he dropped that ball in that situation. Professional player, by the way. Professional player who has the audacity to complain to the club because a person asks, a paying member asks him why he passed a ball in a normal manner. Asking why he passed a ball to another player. And then obviously didn't need to, would have scored. Titans momentum went down when Rimmer dropped that. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. 12 minutes to go, who to go? It is what it is, lads. It is what it is, lads. Very positive performance from Zane. By the way, Sam Walker doesn't miss, apparently. Missed again. 22-6 into the Roosters with 12 minutes to go of the game. 12 minutes to go. But I tell you what, Reece Robson, I'd be putting into that number 9 for New South Wales. I really do think Reece Robson actually has been in great form for the Roosters. Either him or Blake Brayley, but for mine, I am taking Reece Robson. What is wrong with Sam Walker? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Guys, give me 1 second here. Give me one. Sorry, I had something very distracting happening to the left of me. But anyway, we're back now. This is... play the ball Roosters. Apparently it was touching the Titans. Sorry, guys. I was just super distracted just then as something was happening to the left of me, but we're good now. So Phil Sammy must touch this. He must... Yeah, he does. He didn't need to touch that. What... They've thrown a lot of this game away themselves as well here. I don't know how's got the ball to 40. Okay, well, they're going to knock the ball on here, the Roosters. So it's play on. Titans ball here at the 40. 3 converted tries in 11 minutes. How about that? Robson didn't really stand up on last year's decider, though. But yeah, his form's been sold this season so far. This season, but he was playing the Cows. 1 second. Jaden Campbell to the 25. If we can score a try, yeah, it's not necessarily off. 10 minutes to go of the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Zane Harrison to Cooper Bye. And Cooper Bye brings his ball to the 20 on 4 tackle. He'd have the multi in the next game as well. How much are you buddy winning? Because that's a good multi. Out to the left-hand side, Jaden Campbell. Can't get the off-the-way fit tackle at the 20. Go out to the left, Oliver Pascoe. Great run, great run. Good pass there for a tackle on 5 at the 3. Love that we don't kick the ball. Kind of irrelevant, Elijah, but sure. What's wrong with Sam Walker? Yeah, I can't believe Sam Walker's missed as many kicks as he has. Can't believe it. 10 minutes to go here. And now second tackle for the Roosters. They're going to be at the 15. I bring it now to the 20 on third tackle. Pasco's been good. Pasco has been unreal. Yeah. By the way, I might not be able to get my YouTube short review of this game out in time before this next game starts of Cowboys-Eels, but both will come out after the Cowboys-Eels game tonight. I'll probably film it over the next few minutes, but with that being said, I don't know if I'll be able to upload it by then. Unless I do it live on stream now, I could do the review and then put it up afterwards. Keanu Kenny brings this ball here to the 40. First tackle. No kicking boots for the Walker today. No kicking boots for the old Sammy Walker. Second tackle here at the 45. And Jaden Campbell to AJ Brimson. And AJ Brimson's going to get this ball here to the 50 on third tackle. I hope the Roosters can come top 4 this year to get to keep up this form. This is not a game that you should be talking about form, bro. This is not a game. You've had 2 tries scored off the back of the bunker. Outside of that, all the other tries have been legitimate. But this has not been one of your best games by any stretch of the imagination. At the end of the day, it should have been 6-0 at halftime to the Titans rather than 10-6 to the Roosters. But there's plenty of other games that I would look at for form for the Roosters. Again, I believe you guys can win the comp this year, but this is not a game you should be circle jerking for form. It's not been a great one. And Cody Ramsey gets his ball here at the 15. First tackle now at the 15. Again, I think that last week's Broncos game was unbelievable for the Roosters. Yes, they threw away the second half a lot, but they found a way to win still. I thought that was great. That was a much better performance here today. Much better performance from the Roosters last week. And then the week before that, who'd they play? Like the game against Manly, that form wasn't great, but the second half was dominant. The Sharks' first half was awful, but the second half was dominant. You know, they are definitely a second half team. But yeah, today wouldn't be one that I'd be circle jerking as like an amazing performance that is huge in the form. Because again, it would have been nil at half time if it wasn't for inept bunker officiating calls. Fifth tackle here, and Roosters fans agree with it. Like the first try, everyone's called as a knock on, and the second try, well, we had arguments from Sunday and whatnot, but I think that he ultimately agreed with the perspective in the end. First tackle now for the Titans. They're going to get this ball to the 25. And again, I believe the Roosters can win the comp this year. So it's not like I'm coming from a hateful perspective. Keanu Kenny gets his ball at 25, and Watchalong.com is going to freeze again. I do not know why it kept doing this. Let's try and get this back to live here. Oh boy, finish this off. Brimson needs to do more in attack. Brimmer needs to do more. Yeah, he's going to stop thinking about this club as a job and has to start giving a shit about this club, is what I have to say. I'm sick of it now. Like I'm sick of it because I hear him talking about shit off field as well. I'm sick of it now. You know, like the amount of support that guy gets and the way that he just has he expects things at this club is just dog shit. You know, I'm so happy that we've got such a young core of guys coming in and putting in an effort. We'll need to see something out of our experienced guys in AJ Brimson. There was a chance there. No, I'm not on a VPN, Brenton. I'm not on a VPN. I don't need a VPN for watchanl.com. And it says, tuning in from Cape Town, Roosters boys look much bigger than the Titans, or I'm managing it. Appreciate you from Cape Town. Yeah, I would say the Roosters forwards are definitely bigger. Like, Adam Howard's a big boy for the Titans. Waker and Tino, big boys, keep it by big boy. But yeah, Nafahu White is massive. Siwa Wong is just an absolute specimen. Angus Crichton's a big bopper. So yeah, I would say that realistically the Roosters are a much bigger team overall. Yeah. So second tackle here for the Roosters at the 42. Fuck up Nafahu White. Play the ball, idiot. They go to the left-hand side. He was having a crack with Tino. And now Angus Crichton's going to get this ball to 35 on third tackle. We don't usually swear too much on streams, but during Titans ones that come up. Cherry Evans to Tedesco. Tedesco off to Robert Toya. And Toya will get this ball to the 25 now on fourth tackle. And Radley goes through. He'll be taking out 3 minutes out. Sunday Mines as a Roosters fan, I think the Roosters need to play more direct instead of going around the defense. I would agree with that. And Jaden Campbell ball at the 5. No, I think I say knock on from Jaden Campbell, so Roosters ball. I would agree. Again, I think the Roosters are a very good team at ball in hand. Today, at least they haven't made too many errors in comparison. Like, they'll go to number 1 errors in the comp. Right now, they are number 1 for errors in the competition. That's a stat, by the way. But they haven't had as many errors today as they would typically have. So, yeah, they had 103 coming into this game. The Eels, with 1 extra game, had 108 in number 1. And then in this game, they just needed 5. They had 5 errors at half-time. So they were tied at half-time. And then now they're at 7. So a pretty positive game for the Roosters errors-wise, but they still are the number 1 error-ridden team in the comp. And there's another knock-on right there. So it's going to be 8 now, so they're definitely in the lead. Laurie says, Wise doing well with the blend of the older heads and young guns, just locking the potential. See some of it time from the Titans. Back it. Yeah, I back the thought process. Oh, look, Nelso's living like 5 years in the past with a Burton incident. Fucking hell, bro. My gosh, bro's still talking about the Burton incident. You're unbelievable. Like, grow up, dude. You're still... Do you realise that Tino and Berto are mates? Do you understand that Tino and Burton are mates? It's incredible that people like yourself still try to reference this situation. Tino and Matt Burton are mates. So many people care more about this kind of stuff than the guys that are actually involved in the situation care. It's back in 1982 days. It's insane that people still talk about that. Tedesco goes through, he will score. It's amazing to me, Nelson. Bro, read a room. Tino and Matt Burton are friends, dude. For God's sake. 4 minutes to go. Guys, if you believe stuff like that, it's like, oh, Matt Burton and Tino hate each other. My gosh, dude. Pins up mate says that's back when the dogs could take accountability. Ibrahim says, also pretty good idea to start doing short content on YouTube, considering the young generation's attention span and how many views shorts get. Yeah, I agree, but at the end of the day, I'm just doing it because it gives me the ability to talk a little bit more about the game. And yeah, look, obviously, it does have potential for a lot of views and whatnot, which can bring in more to the community. So 4 minutes to go here to game. BKRsport says the Titans were done in the first half, but the second half has been awful for the Titans. Yeah, I agree, 100%. The Titans haven't been good in the second half. But ultimately, I will say, since the AJ Brimson knock on, we weren't good since the AJ Brimson knock on, because we actually would have had a great chance to be down by what would have been 2 points, 4 points, but the guy decides to drop the ball through the line. Titans' first half was a fluke, it seems. What dumb comment. Do you guys, do some people here not actually, watch this sport? They just make immediate reactions based off of, a 30-minute span? Do you watch the game in 20-minute spans or 30-minute spans? Holy shit. Guys, people's attention spans are so small-minded and so short-minded. Titans' first half was a fluke. If you looked across the first 10 games of the season and actually watched to know what you were talking about, you would know that a lot of what we saw in the first half was actually a great progression on what we have been seeing most weeks. But the second half is when the Roosters typically dominate teams. Look at the game against Manly. Because we actually watch games over here, Kahlua, clearly. Look at the game against Manly. The second half against the Broncos wasn't great, but they absolutely dominated the living shit out of the Broncos in the first half. Look at the games of the Roosters this year to know when they're their best. Look at the games of the Titans this year to know when they're their best. And I can tell you right now, it's not the second half. It's ultimately led to what you would expect in this game. It's not a fluke. At the end of the day, that is what we see from the Titans and what we see from the Roosters. It's really simple stuff, man, but people like you have a 20-minute attention span where you think, oh, because the Roosters are dominating now, that means it must have been a fluke. God help ya. Truly, some people don't actually watch the sport to understand what they're talking about. And now we're judging this Titans team based off the second half and refusing to acknowledge the actual good first half by saying that it was a fluke. You're an idiot, is what I'll say to you. You're an idiot. Third tackle here at the 33. There's a way to criticise the Titans without saying stupid shit like that, and I will respond to you like this. I will respond to you like this. You probably cry and say, I'm just providing an opinion. Well, your opinion's stupid in regards to that one. Fifth tackle here at the 40. Kahlua says, if you look at the Titans games, I've never watched a Titans game before, you'll see the second half is when their points piled on. No way! You're kidding. So what you're telling me is that the first halves aren't usually that bad? Well, so the points piled on besides the Warriors, that's crazy, man. That's kind of it wouldn't be a fluke in regards to the first half. It would be actually quite a consistent performance in regards to that factor. So it goes against the stupid comment we saw before that it is a fluke. Just because the Titans have one good first half, your first thought process is, I'm going to say it's a fluke. I'm not going to actually acknowledge the good work that the Titans put into their team in certain points of the game. And based off of your comment, a consistent nature, because you said the second half. Exactly. So the second half is not good for Titans. The Titans are away here. AJ Brimson, the 40. They should score a try here. Keanu Kenny. That's a try time for Keanu Kenny. 28-10 with a kick to come. I'll take it. Keanu will get a try. It's his first try since 2024 as well. Hasn't scored a try because he was injured for most of the last year. So the point of the matter is that you've just said that the second half is the issue. And I will tell you right now that the Roosters, typically, besides last week, the second half is their biggest benefit. So we're looking at what's aligning there. Do we still reckon it's a fluke, or maybe it's just how the game operates? The reason I respond to you like this is because your comment is suggesting the Titans have shown no improvement. which is just not incorrect. It's not correct. You always say you want standards, though. You can't just accept a good but still lose by 24. Barnes, you have seen Zane. Oh my God, bro. People, please. People, please. I beg, please listen to what I'm about to say because you're giving me an aneurysm. You have just seen a halfback debut for the club. Zane Harrison into the 7. You have seen JC, who was the 7, move into the 6. You have seen Cooper Byer get his first ever start in the 13. You have seen Oliver Pascoe get his first ever start in the 9. You have seen Jensen Tamapo get his first ever start on the wing here. You have seen Chris Randall and Bo Firma come into the back row rather than what we've seen before with Adama Howe. This is a whole different team here today. And we're taking on a team that I predict to win the premiership this year. Pre-season, and I genuinely believe the Roosters can still win the premiership now. Genuinely believe it. They can still win the premiership this year. 100%. And you're saying that I can't be positive about a whole fresh new team, whole brand new team, against one of the best teams in the competition when we've been losing games ridiculously in recent weeks and throughout this season. And now, Barnes, you're telling me that I have to have standards for a team full of guys who are 20 years old, who are having their first game here today, and yet you're expecting me to criticise how the Titans have played today. No way, dude. You need to get a grip on your thought process. If this was the same team from last week with Lachlan Ellis in the 6 and Jaden Campbell in 7, Titans out of the right-hand side, Jojo Fafita brings us ball to the 45 and 3rd tackle. If this was Ilias and Jaden Campbell, if we still had Sam Verrills in the number 9, if we still had Faimani dropping balls like he did last week kind of deal, then absolutely I would not be looking at this result positively. Harrison gets the ball away to Bo Firma. Bo Firma gets through. No, Bo. Anyway, a good little finish into the game. You can't expect perfection from a team that is essentially debuting half of their team and essentially debuting starters in their spine, 2 of them. That's why this game isn't to be critical of the Titans. They've only lost this game by 16. They should have honestly lost by more. The Roosters should have beaten them by more. There was 2 controversial tries that were given to the Roosters in the first half for starters. Take those 2 tries away, they come down to 16 and 16 and 4, 16 and 12. Now, the Roosters have missed a lot of kicks here. That's on them, that's not on us. I'm talking from a Titans perspective here. But I'm not going to over-criticise a Titans team for losing to one of the better teams in the competition with a bucket load of debutants, and especially a debutant 7, mind you. Small Budu says, Tino has looked significantly better these past couple of weeks. Good to see. I would agree with that. I would agree with that for sure. Killowis is the 20-year-old aren't the problem with the Titans. I agree. Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. Appreciate your response, though vexed. Well, you know how the channel operates, Killua. 18 seconds to go here to go. Knock on there from Cherry Evans. W8 Cowboys Eels right after this, guys, in 5 minutes' time. Titans play the Knights next week at Magic Round. Who did the Chooks play next week at Magic Round? Next weekend, the Roosters will play the Cowboys. Interesting game. I got the Chooks, but Titans here. Last play. Cleese Zane Harrison off to Keanu. Keanu kicks his ball through, and Tedesco gets it, and that's the game. So 28-12 is the final score. Apparently, I'm meant to have standards for a half debutant team. Is what I've been told here in the chat. But I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. I think that if you look at it from a context standpoint, that is a positive loss, even though it's not a great loss. It's a positive loss in the context. Did I get to see Zane Harrison play well? Yeah, I did. I thought Zane did well. Did I think that we could have come back in a game that we were ultimately ruled in the first half? Yeah, I did. AJ Brimson knocking that ball on is just dreadful. I thought that was an amazing game from Oliver Pascoe. And again, you can't be expected to be the greatest after losing to the Raiders in the way we did last week, or losing the games we have so far this season with the other team of Sam Verrills and Ilias and the likes. This game went a whole different direction. And although I always expected the Roosters to win this game, I am happy with how ultimately we performed. So we'll see how it goes next week against the Knights. They've got a high-pressure attack system. That's going to be interesting. But I give us a crack. I do. I give us a crack there. Exactly right, Jacob. A lot of fans look at the result and nothing else. That's why, we sit here and I try to explain to you my thought process, and I will respond it passionately. We do respond it this way, and if that's not what you like, if that's not your vibe, then obviously people can unsubscribe. If this content isn't for you, then you don't need to be here. But if you understand my intention and you understand the way we operate here, you get it. And you realise it's all just a part of the game and all part of it. But really happy overall with this one. Just wish, obviously, we could have got the win, but wasn't to be. But, guys, I've got to jump off. I've got to switch over to that Parramatta Eels versus Cowboys game where we can continue the chat. That'll be a lot more of a chill stream. So, obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.